That was horrible. Hello!
Welcome back, guys and ghouls.
Welcome to the year 2026.
2026. It's a great time to be here. Look at the skies are blue, the birds are chirping.
It's a white
Global
ceiling.
warming is the worst it's ever been.
Yep.
And we just keep on trucking.
Christmas got pushed back a month, so our list got pushed back a
Still
month.
haven't seen a lot of snow.
There was like half a snow.
Yeah, like just a dusting.
Yeah.
A
You snow it,
sprinkling.
I mean.
The idea of snow. I know what you mean. I'm picking up what you're snowing down.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That
Hi,
was good.
I'm Derek.
Hey, I'm Isaac. Welcome to That Was Horrible.
Horrible.
This is our podcast where we do our
Best at reviewing the worst
worst.
in horror movies.
That's it.
I did it.
Yes.
Frick yeah. Okay,
Hell
so
yeah.
if
It's
you're
new year, new us, new Derek.
if you're
Getting this
familiar
intro
with our
down.
podcast, I notoriously can't say that intro, and I just did. So
Yeah. The cycle ends
There you
here.
go.
At 2026, it's a new dawn, a new day.
okay,
Welcome
so
in.
we do this wonderful thing that many other people do, where we watch horror movies.
Lots and lots of them.
And
quite a
I
few.
personally watched how many did I watch? I watched 39 horror movies last year.
39.
So 39 horror
releases
movies
from last year.
that released in 2025. How many did you watch? What
Let's
do you at?
see. I'm sitting at 30. What was yours?
39.
39. I'm at 32 horror film entries. God, you just barely beat me. Derek is and always will be just a slightly deeper cinephile than I will ever be.
I watched 70 movies total, 39. So that means that over 50% of the movies I watched last year
As-
were new release horror movies.
As it should be. I watched 53 movies of any genre last year. So
That's
yeah,
it?
That's it. Feels like that's not enough. Honestly,
you gotta get on the
those are rookie numbers.
You gotta get
Gotta
back
bump
on the
those
horse and get back on the horror.
I got to be watching
genre.
more movies, but that's what we do here on this podcast. We watch and review some of the, some of the best, some of the worst horror movies, the worst of the best of the worst, the worst of the best.
We should not cover our faces.
No, of course not. We want
They
the people
wanna
to
see
see
my
us because
beard.
this is in video format. Unless you're listening to this on the regular stream, and then you're just hearing us talk about our faces.
And
I grew a mustache.
You're hearing my beard.
Here it is. No, I wish. I am follically challenged. If I could grow a mustache.
add a mustache for the viewers. Thank you. Put it back. Okay, no, you pull it down.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we review movies a lot
Often.
So we have some idea of what movies are.
It's always the hardest time here because I feel like a pretender sometimes. I'm like, what do I know about anything?
What do I know about
But
anything?
We watch, look at the list of like how many movies we watched last year, how many of them are horror movies. Like we know something about them at least a little bit.
Yep. So the stipulation for our reviewing prowess for this. Wow, those were words. That I just said out
Reviewing
loud.
prowess for this.
Well,
Stipulations.
the stipulations for our lists is we have 10 movies.
Yep.
That we think were the best of the best. The best of all of the horror movies that were released in the United States in 2025. That is the only stipulation. It was released in 2025 in the United States.
And this is just based up to us and our discretion. What works for us personally sometimes. Because I know in years prior, there have been some movies that I'm like, this might not have been in other people's top 10, but this just works for me. And I love this. So this is Isaac's list. It's Derek's list. This is what works for us as people who consume a lot of horror media.
And the things we say are not, that was horrible at a brand.
Yeah.
But Derek and Isaac as though that was horrible brand.
Derek and Isaac
I was
as
trying
a
to do that
brand.
thing. I was trying to do that thing that radio stations do that they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the thoughts and opinions of these individuals is not the opinions of this corporation.
Does not represent this corporation.
But it didn't really
I mean, it is our corporation. We represent it as ourselves.
Anyway, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. But before we do that, we do have a list of our awards. We did this last year where every once in a while we would jump in with an award like best. I'll just list them.
Yeah.
I'll just list them, dude. Are you ready for me to list them?
Let's go.
So we have this year Best Scare, Scariest Film, Best Kill, Most Surprising, Best Effects, Worst Film, Biggest Disappointment, and Best Performance. So for the majority of those, it's going to be we decided together.
Yep.
But we had some disagreements this year.
There were some times where we're like, I feel strongly on this one, you feel strongly on that. So there are at least two.
And it's the last two. So biggest disappointment, we each had one that was our personal biggest disappointment.
Which I feel like makes sense because I feel like it's like a
subjective.
disappointment is very like personal to you and what you expected out of a movie.
And then best performance, we actually we thought differently. So
we were close.
picking.
We were close. That one we do know. Also, most all of this, except besides the awards and stuff, it's all secret to us.
Yep.
I don't know what Derek's top 10 list is, and he
know
doesn't
what
know
his 10
mine
is 'cause it's right there.
My top 10 is right here. But I'm sure he has an inkling of like a couple of my spots, and I'm sure most people probably know what a couple
I
of
have
mine.
no idea what your number one
Well,
is.
nobody could ever guess what my number one is ever. I'm so curious what yours is.
You know what it is.
Because the thing is, we at least Derek does a really good job of keeping a running list on his Letterboxd. You should go follow him. We'll put the link in our little description here. But Derek keeps a running list of his ranking throughout the year. So I've seen his list alter and change and grow like a wee babe. And so it's exciting for me to see where it ended up and landed. Even just before we pressed play, Derek was panicking.
I was. I actually shifted 3 positions right at the last second.
Crazy. As soon as I made my list, I'm like, that's it. I'm done.
Well, it's because certain movies I felt like deserved to be in that top 10 spot.
This was a good year.
And then there were other movies that I was like, maybe I just need to mention that movie so people know about it.
Yeah. Do you want to talk anything about just this year in movies? Like what's come out?
I don't know, dude. It was a good movie. It was a good year for movies. Let's see if there's any that didn't make it into my top 10 or my honorable mentions that I feel like deserve.
Yeah. Do you want to talk specifically on horror movies or like any kind of movies?
I don't know. One Battle After Another was just so good.
Still haven't caught that one. I hear a really great film.
One movie that was not a horror movie that is my number 1 movie of the year, I can say that, is The Life of Chuck.
I knew that one.
Yeah.
Yep. I still haven't caught that one either.
It's based on a Stephen King short. It was written and directed by Mike Flanagan. The adaptation was phenomenal. And that movie resonated with me on such a deep level that I watched it, bought it, because I had just rented it. I bought it, watched it 2 more times, and then read the short story.
God damn.
Still tell people over and over how phenomenal that movie was.
I really got to check this one out.
Resonated with me. Probably because there's like some part of my brain that wants to be like fancy.
Yeah, that's true. When it comes to making these lists, I always dread feeling like basic.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, of course, that's the number 10. That's the number 1 on everyone's top 10 horror list of the year. Because you've gone and perused a couple of people's different videos, right?
I have. Yeah, I was curious to see. Well, mostly the reason I was doing that was to see if there's any I missed.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to go into this with like, oh, I missed that movie.
Yeah, no, I don't want to have a huge blind spot, especially on the horror side of releases this year.
And I watched 3 or 4 movies based on doing that. And out of those, one of them ended up in my top 10 and one of them ended up in honorable mentions.
I also feel pretty confident about like what I see and like what I think would potentially make it into my top 10 list.
Yeah.
So like there were a couple that I saw, I'm like, oh, maybe I could watch that one, but I feel pretty confident in what I saw here. But there was also like a lot of good horror movies that came out this year that didn't make it into the top 10 that I don't know, is there anything you want to mention? Like not even honorable mentions.
I'm kind of nervous too because I don't want you to
spoil what is
that isn't in my.
You're like,
we should just go on.
You're like, Frankenstein was fine.
Frankenstein
is, not in the top 10.
Isaac would actually stop doing podcasts with
I would be so depressed. You guys don't know how sick to my stomach it made me waiting for Derek and his wife to watch this movie so I could know what they thought about it.
Because my baby came out the week that Frankenstein came out. So it was a whole thing.
His viewing of the movie was pushed out a little bit, so I was sitting there on pins and needles. I'm like, oh my God, please like this movie.
And I had to wait for
so anxious.
I had to wait for the in-home release.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's just jump in, dude.
Let's do this thing.
If you're not familiar with how we do things here, we roll a D20 because we're big nerds to see which one of us
big-time nerds
does each thing first. So you're number 10.
Number 10. All right. Well, Derek got a 20 and I got a 2. So nice. I think it's take it away, Derek.
All right. So for my number 10, we have the movie Together. Now, Together was directed by Michael Shanks. It is starring Dave Franco and Allison Brie. This movie, and I'm sure we're going to talk more about this one. Well, I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe it's not in my list. You don't know.
Well, you love body horror, so
I think
it's
that's
probably
the scary part about making this list. So sometimes if I know you're going to bring it up, I'm like, we can talk a bit more when you get to it. But what if you never talk about it?
That's true. We should just talk about it, and then we can say more if we have more.
Say your piece.
I love cults. That is like, if you know me, you know I like to listen to podcasts about
Bold
cults.
statement from Derek.
I was raised in a cult. I spent a lot of time around cults, so I like the breakdown of cults. And this one does cults in such an interesting way that, I mean, we're going to be basically spoiler free on most of these movies, and saying that this was a cult is a little bit of a spoiler, but not really.
I kind of forgot that angle of it, honestly.
Oh, really? So that was like one of my main takeaways.
No, that's fair. I mostly took away like the body horror aspect of it.
I mean, it's hard not to take it away.
Yeah.
They do horror, I mean, body horror in such an interesting way in this movie, where it's 2 characters that are in love, that are getting fused together for some weird reason. You don't know why. Oh, I guess saying it's a cult is a little bit of a spoiler.
A little bit.
Not really, though.
Not too much.
I don't know. You see it like in the first opening sequences.
You still
of the movie.
knowing there's a cult involved does not tell you a lot about what's going on in this movie.
But anyway, Dave Franco and Allison Brie are married in real life. So watching their marriage dynamic while they're going through horrific things, getting their body fused together, trying to have sex while getting their body fused together.
Bizarre. Can we talk about the bathroom stall sequence in that?
Crazy.
Wild.
Crazy.
And that's all we'll tell you.
the prosthetics used, the special effects were used. This was a huge contender for my. This was a nomination
effects.
for best effects for sure because of the way that everything was done when they cut each other in half. Anyway,
yeah.
it's just a great
Brutal.
movie. I gave it 4.5 stars with a heart.
Yeah.
On Letterboxd.
Hearted
and
it.
that is my number 10.
That's pretty big. All right, so Isaac's number 10, sitting with The Ugly Stepsister, directed by Emily Blickfeld. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. To give you a little synopsis on this, it says Elvira dreams of the weak-kneed virgin Prince Julian and is willing to go to great lengths to conform to the kingdom's ideals of beauty. A surprising and raw twist on the fairy tale Cinderella, seen from her stepsister's point of view. This one made me sick.
Yeah, we watched this together like late night.
Yeah.
Just in my old house. It was one of the last movies we watched in my old house before I moved.
Yeah, you're right.
And it was shocking, dude.
Truly, though, I didn't know what to expect. A lot of people were talking about it. I wasn't like necessarily deeply interested in it, but like it's really cool. It's a Norwegian film, and it's a really unique and interesting spin on the Cinderella story you already know, just told a bit differently. And this poor girl going to such lengths as to like literally, and I think these are probably like medieval methods of beauty and like making yourself look better. She literally had like, you can like glue false lashes on. She had those sewn into her eyes. They break her nose to try to make it look better. Just like the lengths she's willing to go, including the iconic what everybody knows from like the Ugly Stepsister story of like cutting off the toes. Like that was brutal. Plus a really jarring sequence with a tapeworm,
dude,
which I will not tell you any more about. But my God, that was crazy.
Dude, the tapeworm was unexpected. I remember for a while when we sat down to watch this movie because we had seen that it was like blowing up.
Yeah,
and
people
we were
were
like, we
loving it.
got to sit down and watch it. We sat down. And for the first like half of the movie, we couldn't tell if it actually was supposed to be Cinderella or not.
It's tough. Like I love the fact that it is like a spin on the Cinderella story, but like really not heavy-handed with it. Like it's Cinderella, but really not in any way you've ever seen it before, which I really love. I also love seeing new performers. Like Leah Myron was the lead character in this one playing Elvira. I thought she did a wonderful job. I thought she was really, really cool. I love seeing new faces in horror and just like people I'm not super familiar with and seeing them do incredibly well. I'm like, cool, keep doing it. Keep up at it. Also, one other weird thing that I thought really stuck out was the music in it. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
remember the soundtrack kind of kicked ass. It was like kind of like a synth kind of sound to it. It was interesting because it was like a period piece, but it also had some more modern elements to it that I really, really enjoyed. But yeah, that one was sickening and unique, and I liked it a lot. So it really stuck out.
What is it about menstruation?
What was that?
A period piece.
Period piece. God.
Let's move on.
All right, so we on to our first award then?
First award is for Best Scare.
Scare. So we've seen a lot of movies, guys.
Seen a lot of
scary
movies.
ones.
And I would argue this year we had a hard time because there weren't a lot of horror movies that were scary.
I think you're right. This year has not had a lot of like make me go home, look in the closet, I'm scared kind of vibes. There's even things that make me jump really big compared to other years. But so that means there's one that like I think we both pretty quickly landed on.
Oh yeah, because you said I know what my nomination was, and I said, was it this?
Yep.
And you said, yep.
Immediately. Yep. We watched this movie together. We both experienced it at the same time. And that goes to
Good
Boy.
The eyeball scene. If you know what we're talking about, you know. If you've seen that movie, you know what we're talking about.
Just and if you go watch that movie, prepare yourself if you see a close-up of a dog's eye.
And this one, I mean, like last year's winner, which was Scare 2.
Yeah, Smile 2. Scare 2.
Scare 2, The Reckoning. No, yeah, last year, Smile 2 for the train sound or the car horn sound.
with the light through the eyeballs in the girl's face. Terrifying.
Both of them eyeballs.
Yeah, you're right.
Eyeballs.
What is it about eyeball jump scares?
I don't know.
We'll see what happens next year.
2026 better have some eyeball scares.
We're calling you out 2026.
But Good Boy is scary, and we'll talk about more when that comes along. But man, that scare,
it just
jumped.
came out of nowhere.
I have never screamed that loud in a theater in my entire life.
I don't think I've ever seen Derek jump quite as high as like a cartoon character.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. A little goofy. Woo-hoo-wee.
All right, number 9.
But yes, good boy. All right, so let's roll some dice for number 9.
I stole your dice.
You stole my die. An 11 and a 2 again, Derek. Take it away.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's me? It's me.
Take it away.
All right, my number 9 is The Long Walk.
Oh!
What's your number 9, Isaac?
The Long Walk. Whoa!
So this was directed by Sir Francis Lawrence.
What was your star rating?
4.5.
4.5. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Do you want to give the synopsis?
Yeah. In a dystopian alternate America ruled by a total.
One more time. One more again. In a
In a dystopian alternate America ruled by a totalitarian regime.
That's a hard word.
Thank you.
How dare they?
50 teenage boys take part in a deadly annual walking contest, forced to maintain a minimum pace or be executed until only one survivor remains. You've got a good good range of characters that were in this one. But
Yeah.
Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson were the two.
David Johnson, Cooper Hoffman. God bless you guys.
They really carried this movie.
On their backs, man. The whole
On their
goddamn thing. On their feet. The poor
carried
boys.
this on their feet.
Just their relationship, the dialogue between them, the naturalness between their two characters, the way it grows throughout the movie. They were phenomenal in this movie.
Yeah.
And it takes a movie, like, you hear this, and it's about, okay, so teens have to walk forever and ever until they stop. How interesting is that? Deeply interesting.
It's very interesting.
And especially because of their performances.
Well, and this movie inspired so much. It inspired Battle Royale, which then inspired Hunger Games.
Yeah,
and,
truly.
And
you did mention this is a Stephen King story, right?
Yeah, this is Stephen King.
Adaptation of Stephen King.
So this is actually Stephen King's first novel. He has claimed
Really?
that this is the first book he ever wrote. And he wrote it under a pen name, under a pseudonym in college.
That's crazy.
And then it has since come out that he was the one who wrote this book.
It was me all along.
Yeah, all that jazz.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wrote it in college. It was like one of his first books ever.
God, what a story.
And this movie, I won't spoil any of it, but it does have a wildly different ending from the book.
Yeah.
Some people like it, some people don't. I'm in the boat of like, I didn't like the way that the movie ended versus the book.
Because you know the book's ending, and me going in, I knew nothing about the book's ending. I was pretty satisfied with the ending. Like, I liked the way that it ended, but I didn't know what it could be.
But that's why it's so low on my list.
Yeah.
Is because it did that. But honestly, dude, this movie messed up Emily, my wife. She could not sleep.
It's deeply like grueling to watch.
Well, but
to see these poor boys go through such a thing, like imagine walking for so long. Your body
atrophies.
You
and shuts
cannot
down.
stop. They're literally sleeping as they walk. That was one of the craziest things to me. The fact that they could sleep and walk at the same. Like what?
Yeah. Well, and I was
Awful.
reading like the scientific facts behind that, and people were saying like it's all scientifically accurate.
That's
everything that
wild.
happened in the movie.
Remember how they had a showing out somewhere where they had them walk on a treadmill at like 3 miles an hour?
Dude, I wanted to do that so
That's
bad.
so fun.
I wanted to do that so bad.
I love gimmicky things.
Me too. Well,
They're
that's
so
why I wanted
fun.
to see the movie in the first place, because
Yeah.
I saw an ad for that. Well, one thing I wanted to say about this movie is it takes the concept of this like battle royale and it makes it hopeful.
Yeah.
Like these two characters are walking the most. I mean, obviously they're the two main characters.
Right.
That's not a spoiler. You know that they're going to walk the furthest. That's kind of a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler.
Look, you know they're gonna make it far.
Listen, when you have the two characters the movie is centered around, you know basically what's going to happen.
But listen, only one of them's gonna make it to the end. So who is it?
Who's going to be?
We're not gonna tell you.
But the thing I loved about it was how much they were lifting each other up.
Yes,
Every single one of
Deeply
these
hopeful.
characters, with the exception of a few of them, were trying to get everyone else to keep walking, even if they were their competition.
Yes.
In like Hunger Games and stuff, that doesn't happen. You
No.
don't have.
everyone really fucks each other
They're
over.
just like, no, I'm going to kill you.
Yes, exactly. You are the enemy. You are dead meat to me.
But in this, it was like they were walking with some hope that they were
Yes.
going to live, but they knew that they weren't going to live.
Even to some of the terrible characters who really like, me being a lesser person, be like, this person doesn't deserve my kindness, and still going out of their way to help each other, rooting for each
Almost
other,
dying themselves.
literally being at the risk of death to save their fellow man. And that's crazy.
It's beautiful.
'Cause especially
It actually worked for me.
Yeah, especially knowing the fact that like only one of you can make it. You can't save these people forever. Like, and it's just so tough. The indomitable human spirit and like caring for your fellow man. I loved so much in this.
It was beautiful.
And that weirdly hopefulness in the face of this awful adversity and this dystopian nightmare.
Yeah.
Like where in order to like try to survive and provide for your family, you're gonna go walk forever until you die. Like it's awful.
tragic.
It's terrible. But yeah, I'd say the only reason that this one's so low on my list is because it is not your traditional horror sense kind of movie, but it doesn't make it any easier to swallow. It's a very, very tough movie
And
to get
gruesome.
through. Yes, honestly, it makes you feel awful. Like you said, it gave your wife nightmares, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's really, really rough. So it's not horror in like a monster, scary sense, but certainly in like this conversation about the horrific state of this dystopian world we inch closer to every day.
Yeah.
I think that's another scary thing about it is like the state of the world and the way things go. Is like we could be in this situation and it's terrifying. So it's scary because it feels like it could be real.
Yep.
And all of the performances in it were so real, and I loved
really
that.
good.
It was very, very good. So yeah, that.
And our next award.
Our next award, we were looking at scariest film.
This was a hard one. We had a lot of contenders.
This one was really rough because we talked a bit about this, about how there are a lot of really, really good horror movies,
but not a lot of scary movies. Like
not
we were
ones
just
that
saying.
really scared us. Exactly.
But
Not
we
ones
did
that-
I would say we did like what, 3 contenders
Yeah,
for
honestly,
this
yeah. We really, I think we picked between like 2, and it was like a pretty easy get here. But
one? We could say which ones we were picking between.
yeah, we were thinking, I guess honorable mention to this award would be Good
Good
Boy.
Boy.
Good Boy was a good one that's scary. And I think there's something about the fact that Good Boy, which we may talk about further down this list, is a story about a dog, right? A dog is the main character of this movie. You're seeing all of these horrific events through the lens of a dog. And I think all of us immediately are a bit more scared for that. Because you know what? People care so much more about animals than people.
And the fact that it was a movie where they had to announce that the dog didn't die before the movie came out to get people to go see it, like that gives you some inkling of what the movie was going to be.
You don't have to go. You don't have to go see The Long Walk and be like, one of the characters doesn't die. It's okay. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. No.
If I see a person, it's different than if I see a cute little dog.
It's like how
the cutest dog.
It's like how Stranger Things just ended, and people just wanted them all to die.
Yeah, it's like I'm tired, man. I've seen enough of this. But so yeah, Good Boy was another one. What was another scary?
I mean, you had brought up like Final Destination or not Final Destination. I'm sorry, 28 Days Later.
28 Days Later, yes. Which you brought up a good point. I think was a very anxiety-inducing film. I was tense and stressed the whole time. I don't think it was scary so much as like the defining word there.
But I would say our scariest film
is Bring Her Back.
Yeah, dude.
The Philippou brothers.
Dude, they're great.
What did they do last year?
They did Talk to Me.
Yes, exactly.
Which I loved and you didn't care for.
Yeah, exactly. You loved it and I didn't care for. This year, actually, I really came around on Bring Her Back. Bring Her Back is a really good one, which we may talk about at some point. Maybe we will. But yeah, Bring Her Back, deeply like effective as a film, and it just like reaches. There's just some really tough to watch scenes, which are akin to what Derek is doing right now. And if you want to know about that, you'll just have to go and see it. But I think the Philippou brothers are very good at like doing deeply disturbing things that just kind of rock you to your core and just make you, because it's like there wasn't anything in that movie that I was scared of. There's no like spooky hat man that I think is going to follow me to my house, but at the same time I left that theater carrying this like dread in my heart and this heaviness on me.
Me too.
So I think that one was probably our best as far as scariest. Time for number 8. All right, an 18. God damn it, Derek. What am I gonna? A 5. I rolled a 2, and a 5. I am blowing this.
All right,
give me my die back. You stole my dice. All right, take it away.
My number 8 is Influencers.
This is one I haven't seen.
Yeah, by Curtis David Harder. So 2022 had the movie Influencer, and in my list from 2023, go back and watch our top 10 from 2023, I put the first one to this movie as an honorable mention. Because it blew my mind that a movie would have so much like modern age like speak and technology and stuff like that that I would enjoy.
It puts me off of things usually when things are so modern, but it sounds like this worked.
This movie, if you've seen the first one, you know the plot, but it's about a woman played by, I'll just read you the thing. In the picturesque landscapes of southern France, a young woman's chilling fascination with murder and identity theft sends her life into a whirlwind of chaos. So if you haven't seen the first Influencer, I highly recommend it. I'm going to spoil it right now, though. Halfway through that movie, the perspective shifts, and I love it when a movie does that. I love it so much. I
love a change in perspective.
I don't even remember if it was halfway, but that made me really love the first movie. And then they were like, "Hey, we're going to make a second one." I didn't even know this came out.
Yeah.
It was completely under the radar. And then
did you find it by looking at other people's
lists? I saw
lists?
it on someone else's list. And
You're like, what?
Influencers?
Influencers?
With the sequel? With the sequel? Cassandra Nod plays CW, who's this like serial killer who kills influencers. That's the plot of the movie. She goes around, she steals this influencer's identity and then takes their money and kills them, and it's awesome. But this one, someone she tried to kill in the first movie didn't die, and so she's running. She's running from this person.
Are you aware that this person didn't die after you finished the first movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So they left it off to a potential sequel.
Yes, and the last 20 minutes of this movie. I was standing in my kitchen watching it, and I was just like, I
remember you telling me, you're like, this is like underrated. Why aren't more people talking about this?
It was so fun.
Is it crazy as far as like, is it like an effects thing or like crazy gore or just the sequencing, the violence? Like what is it?
In Talk to Me, when that guy gets stabbed in the head.
Yeah,
it's stabbed in the head at the beginning of the movie. That's how the movie opens. It's like that. Where you just don't expect it, and like just a bunch of shit happens.
It just shit hits the fan.
And it wasn't graphic per se. That's actually one thing I appreciate about this movie, is it did all these really fun things without being overly graphic. I don't know. That is kind of a talent nowadays, where it's like, it's the exact opposite of Terrifier, where I'm shocked by the actions, not shocked by the gore.
I mean, it's something we talk about every time we get into our high horse about horror, right? Where it's like, we keep trying to push this envelope and go more and more and more. And I think it is so much more impressive to not do that and go some other way and still elicit an incredible reaction out of people, right? You don't just have to be Terrifier.
Absolutely. Well, and there's a couple things in this movie that kind of made me cringe. Like there's like an influencer character who's like, he's trying to be that macho man, gross stereotype.
It's
and then
just inherently cringe already.
It's just cringy. And then it is what it is. And there were a couple gimmicks with that. There was one thing about AI that was kind of but also it was like modern day. Like it was an exploration of what we are dealing with in the modern day and how it is affecting us. And I really like that. And from an outsider's perspective on that, I really, really, really enjoyed it. So I highly recommend Influencers. I give it 4.5 stars.
Absolutely. My number 8 was one we've already talked about here. It is Together, directed by Michael Shanks. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Did you give a synopsis on Together?
I didn't.
Okay, well, I'll give you a little synopsis here.
I'm doing Together.
Is that your synopsis?
No, this is Together.
Yeah, show me Together while I talk about it. Years into their relationship, Tim and Millie find themselves at a crossroads when they move to the countryside, abandoning all that is familiar in their lives except each other. With tensions already flaring, a nightmarish encounter with a mysterious, unnatural force threatens to corrupt their lives, their love, and their flesh. I love me some good body horror. I think it's just the 80s movie fan in me that loves when things were just fucked up and goopy and yucky with all the practical effects and stuff. So I love me some good body horror. And this one seemed like such a wild concept that I had to check it out.
It was crazy.
There was something going into it that I was like, I don't know if I'm going to love this one, but I got to see it through. I need to know what it goes. And I think it honestly delivered in such strange ways.
And we loved it.
It was a very good time. There's a moment in this movie where you see some wild practical effects that remind me a bit of The Substance from last year. So I love that personally. There were some really, really fun practical effects in there.
It was a substantial penis.
Yeah, there's a bit with a penis that you're just gonna have to see.
I'm a dad now. I can make dad jokes like,
yeah, what's a dad? Give me a dad joke.
I did. Substantial.
Oh, okay, I'm with
penis.
you now. I get it. And the best part about being dad and doing dad jokes is explaining your jokes.
It makes the jokes funnier.
One of the best things about this movie is just how out there and original that it feels. In a world where everything is a remake and a reboot, we are just farming that nostalgia mine endlessly till we are numb to it. I want more than ever to continue to support big, weird swings at something new and interesting. So, like, I really love this movie solely because it is, like, a unique thing that not a lot of people have done, and it was strange and it was weirdly funny.
It was hilarious.
Was another thing we haven't really touched on. It's like it is a pretty graphic and like hard to watch a horror movie at times, but also weirdly comedic in a lot of the times.
Yeah, it worked really well in that front.
Yeah, and I think Alison Brie and Dave Franco,
not James,
Dave Franco did a wonderful job.
He
there
does penis things in another way. All right,
should we talk about our next award, which is
Best Kill?
Best Kill.
Dude, there were so many good kills this year.
Should we talk a little bit about honorable mentions?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was one that I thought there were a couple of contenders within an entire movie. The one we ended up going with, it just blows all of those out of the water. But I feel like we would be remiss without talking about The Monkey.
Dude,
from this one, directed by Oz
every
Perkins.
kill in The
Every
Monkey.
kill in that one. There were so many good ones. Even you mentioned one that you thought would be best kill. I mentioned another one. You were like, I forgot about that one. People are blowing up, getting set on fire, and getting impaled through the head. There's bees and like... Just general madness, and it's so fun.
If you could make an award just for The Monkey Best Kills.
Best kills, plural, yeah.
But our best kill.
We need best kill, singular, and there's one that we just cannot forget. It sticks out amongst all the rest of them. It was a pretty easy pick once we both established this. It is well, okay, this is a little bit of a spoiler.
A little bit of a spoiler.
For the movie Weapons.
Yep.
So Weapons is our winner here for the kill of Gladys. Gladys's kill in this one. My lord. It feels like everything built up to this moment in the movie.
The entire movie built up to that moment.
And Zach Cregers is the director of this one, who is notably a comedian.
Yep, from Whitest Kids You Know.
Whitest Kids You Know. And I
also did Barbarian.
Yes, of course, which was another great one. I really feel like him with that comedian kind of brain is like, this entire movie is solely for the payoff of this fantastic kill.
It was a sketch comedy. It was a horror movie, and then it was a sketch comedy.
Absolutely.
And it's beautiful.
And it's just one of those where, like, it's an entire sequence leading up to this kill that just has you, like, pumping your fist in the air. Mm-hmm. It's everything you wanted it to be. It is so fun and enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
And then the effects of the kill.
Yeah, dude.
My God. I mean, I don't know how much we can get into that, but, like, you just need to go see it. There's a lot of practical.
If you haven't watched Weapons, you gotta go watch Weapons.
You should go check out Weapons, guys.
It didn't work for everybody, weirdly, but
yeah, a lot of people were kind of
but it definitely worked for a lot of people.
I think it was a really, really good movie, and it made its way into a lot of top 10s lists. And we haven't talked about it yet, so
I don't know if it's in mine.
We'll see if it ends up there. I know for a fact it's in Derek's list for sure.
It's not,
but that's our best kill. So you want to roll?
I didn't like that movie, so it probably
yeah, Derek hated it. 14. Okay, I can. There's potential. I can do this.
Beat it.
I can do this. I can do this. I can. A 12. Fuck.
I forgot we were supposed to be saying the numbers out loud. I hope you've been doing it.
I've been doing it. I got you.
Good work. So my number 7.
Number 7
is The Monkey. We were just talking about it a little bit.
Let's get into it.
Osgood Perkins. So this movie actually kind of like started out the year.
Yeah, it was early in the year.
Another Stephen King adaptation. Oh my God.
I forgot. Stephen King is fucking rolling in those royalties right now. He's got Life of Chuck, The Long Walk, The Monkey. Been. That's true. For the rest of his life, he will be. Also, Welcome to Derry.
Oh, that's true.
Dude, kick-ass show. Definitely check that out.
We should have done best TV
Should have talked about TV.
We are right now. Our best TV adaptation this year goes to
Welcome to Dairy.
Welcome to Dairy.
Fantastic stuff. Go check it out.
When twin
brothers. That's a butt brother, a brother.
You're not a dad. You can't make those jokes.
Cut that.
Don't cut it. When twin brothers find a mysterious wind-up monkey, a series of outrageous... oh my God.
Outrageous?
Dude. A series of
Totalitarian.
outrageous deaths tear their family apart. 25 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the estranged brothers to confront the cursed toy. So I just absolutely loved this movie. I mean, you have Theo James playing two different characters in it, which is a lot of fun. You have Christian Convery also playing two characters.
I think we've already mentioned this a little bit in other things we've done, but like this year was a crazy year for dual performances.
Yeah, it was.
Because Theo James did it in this one. We also had Michael B. Jordan in Sinners as well.
Yeah.
We had Robert Pattinson in Mickey 17.
Me playing the different people I play.
Yeah,
in
you
my
playing
every
both
life.
Derek and Isaac on the podcast. That was horrible.
See, it's me both times.
Yeah, I love Derek's impression of Isaac is just like a nasally hey, it's me, Isaac.
Do an impression of me then, Dick.
I guess it'd be lower. It's me.
I don't have that low of a
No,
voice.
you don't.
I have like a weird, high, gross voice.
No, your voice, we've talked about this. You have such a hard voice to mimic. You're such a unique individual.
Which is why I could never be president, because I don't have a unique voice.
How many stars do you give this one?
I give this movie 4.5 stars.
Very nice.
Because it was amazing.
Yeah.
There were so many fun shot kills in this movie, but also like the story was surprisingly fun.
Yes.
It didn't hit 5 stars for me because the end, like there were some wonky bits.
Yeah, for sure.
To the plot, and some of the acting was just kind of like a little corny,
A little kooky.
and I think that's why people have kind of forgotten about this movie. It exploded for a little while, and then everybody kind of just stopped talking about it.
I still think it holds up, though. I
But
think it's really good.
The perfect blend of comedy all throughout,
Yes.
but with horror just layered on top of it.
And I feel like we're
was
not getting that
so
as
good.
much. Like, I feel like that's an art form and a balancing act that is not so well done these days, is the good horror comedy.
Yeah.
Because they're either too much one or the other.
And I wish that Osgood Perkins would sit with this, because he also did Keeper this year, which was just kind of fine. And
Yeah, that didn't end up anywhere on my list this year.
no, me neither.
But what
I didn't hate it, but
No,
it
was just fine. But what I love about it is like Oz Perkins, bless the man, he keeps doing weird shit.
Yeah.
And so while Keeper wasn't a hit for me, please keep doing stuff, man. I want to see more. I want to see you
You're definitely
continue
watching this,
to
so.
pioneer. Yeah, thanks for watching this, Oz Perkins. You were in last year's too with what was it, Long Legs?
oh, Long Legs. I still freaking love Long Legs.
Exactly, but like he's had some bangers. So he had Long Legs, he had the Monkey, which clearly we enjoyed. Keeper, not so much, but like I'm still excited to see what comes next from him.
Same. Anyway, that's my number 7.
That's your number 7. All right, Isaac's number 7. We are sitting with Good Boy, the doggy movie, directed by Ben Leonberg. We haven't talked about this one yet, have we? All
Just
right.
for best scare.
Yeah, so 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. A man moves into a new home that has supernatural forces lurking in the shadows. As dark entities start to threaten him, his brave dog comes to the rescue. Guys, this dog is a phenomenal actor.
love him.
Indy is such a good boy.
I love him so
we love you,
much.
Indy. Goodness me. This was so interesting to me because I feel like even just this year, we've had a lot of like gimmick movies. Like there was the movie Presence, which I know you enjoyed far more than I did. I actually really didn't like that
I
movie.
would say I just was fine with it.
But I guess in comparison to me liking it, you liked it way more than I did.
Yeah, you hated it.
But that one was like, it was a gimmick, right? Where it's like, ooh, it's a haunted house, but you're seeing it from the perspective of the ghost. Ooh, isn't that spooky, right? And I just don't really feel like
idea.
it delivered. It is a great idea. And I love a gimmick thing when it plays through. And I feel like this movie was a gimmick movie where it's like, oh, it's from the dog's perspective. That made me immediately go, can this last like a feature-length runtime? Will we not get tired of this? Will we not see everything that we need to? And I feel like it ran the perfect amount of time. It's not the longest movie. It's like a little less than an hour and a half. Yeah, right? So it's pretty short. And I love that it's aware that like this gimmick you can only do so much with that, right? And I feel like they did the most with this. I feel like it really, really worked and knew exactly what it needed to be. It kept finding ways to keep this kind of simple premise interesting. And not only that, but also made that idea pretty deep and like tugged at the heartstrings, right? I wasn't expecting it to like really make me feel so much beyond like, oh no, I hope this dog's okay. There's like a deeper level underneath this that like it continues to really get to you. So yeah, Indy is an incredible actor, the dog. You should really check out the behind the scenes because we saw it in theaters. And if you stayed past the credits a little bit, it shows a little like behind the scenes kind of thing, which is so awesome because it's really interesting to see how much editing can also affect a movie. Because it showed you like, oh, you're probably worried the dog was scared in these moments. A lot of those sequences that the dog was being filmed for, dog was fine and actually really happy and having a good time.
Yeah.
But then you add the spooky music into it. You add this cool filter to it that makes it look really dark and brooding and scary. Suddenly it's a horror movie.
Yeah,
So
it
it's really
completely
cool.
shifted the perspective of the dog's face.
Yes, it was so cool.
He's all happy and joyful and just wants to tweet, and then it's Oh no, deep dark horror creature.
Yeah. But so we're getting to the point in my list now where like Good Boy was a fantastic film and it has to be at number 7 because there were just so many other really good films.
Yep.
It's a battleground here for the rest of this list of like what made it up in these top 6 and 5. Like it's tough out here.
I
Some
agree
good
with
shit
that.
though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Good Boy, number 7.
And the most surprising movie.
Oh, most surprising.
For
movie.
me, this was a toss-up between the
was
movie
tough.
that won and Bring Her Back.
Bring Her
'Cause
Back,
that movie really surprised me.
Which is funny because I remember having actually like weirdly high hopes for that movie. I was like, this one's gonna work for me.
You were
I don't
hyped
know.
for that one more than me.
Yeah, which is funny because you love Talk to Me, so I thought you would be more excited about it.
Yeah, but then it ended up, oh my gosh, it worked so well
Yeah,
for me.
it was so good. But yeah, so you were thinking maybe
That
Bring
was
Her Back.
Either Bring Her Back or whatever.
And what's our winner, Derek?
Final Destination Bloodlines.
Final Destination
in a
Bloodlines.
sea of sequels.
In a world, nothing but sequels.
You end up with a movie that reboots a franchise and makes the best one in the franchise. That is crazy
How
to me.
often does that happen? When do
Never.
we ever get a reboot that like surpasses the originals in a lot of different ways?
No, they've been trying to do that with Freddy and
They
and all
keep trying to
those.
do. I mean, they did. I know what you did last
Jason.
summer, which I'll say did not make it in my list anywhere. We did a that was
forgot.
horrible episode on that
forgot
one. If
about
that
that
tells you
movie.
anything about how good that movie is.
That movie sucked.
But yeah, I'm not fond of the reboots and remakes. So I really went into this one with kind of a dour mindset. I was like, I don't think this one's going to be that good. And then it actually really blew me away with like lots of new interesting kills. Because like, how many Final Destination movies are there? There's lots of them at this point.
There was 6. This was the sixth.
This is the 6th one of them. Yeah. So there's lots, and you feel like how many weird and wacky ways can you kill a person that is so shocking and interesting, you know? Yeah. Especially in the weird directions the Final Destination movies take it. However, this one just worked.
It worked so well.
It was really fun.
And it was hilarious, and it was scary, and there was a kid in the theater. Like, there was some parents who brought their, like, 3-year-old into the movie theater, and they, like, gave him Bluey to watch on their phone.
Oh, my God. They were sitting right next to me.
Yeah. And then the kid, of course, stopped watching Bluey and was just watching
the movie.
Death. Watching Death.
Parents didn't seem too bothered by it, I guess.
No, that kid probably sees a lot.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll.
Let's roll.
I took your dice
Roll
again.
lower, Derek.
No.
Okay, let's see. That's a 5. If I can't beat a 5,
if you roll a 3,
I'm going to be
I'll
so
laugh.
disappointed in this roll. That's an 11. Okay.
5-11.
My turn.
If
My turn to
9/11
start
happened
this.
in May.
All right, welcome to movie number 6. We're going with 28 years later.
Doesn't even care.
No, I missed it. What'd you
Made
say?
a banger joke.
What'd you say?
You'll hear it later.
Damn it. I hate when that happens because I'll literally go through and edit it. I'm like, fuck, that was such a good one.
pretty
And my
funny.
brain was too stupid to
Will
catch it.
you put 2 5s and then an airplane hit the flags? No, he's not going to do that.
Listen, you love to give me weird shit to edit.
I've already
into
done that enough this time.
All right, so 28 years later, directed by Danny Boyle, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's been almost 3 decades since the rage virus escaped from a biological weapons laboratory. Still living in a ruthlessly enforced quarantine, some have found ways to exist among the infected. One such group of survivors lives on a small island connected to the mainland by a single, heavily defended causeway. When one of them decides to venture into the dark heart of the mainland, he soon discovers a mutation that has spread not only the infected, but other survivors as well. Welcome back to the zombie era. I know Danny Boyle loves to claim that these aren't zombie movies. He loves to be like, they're infected, they're not zombies. Shut up. I don't care. This is a zombie movie. Like, do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
I think so, for sure.
Absolutely. There's nothing about it that's not zombie.
Exactly. And that's okay. I don't understand. Like, I feel like he sees that as like something that like detracts from the movie. I think you can have a good zombie movie.
That's his pride speaking.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. But I think he made a kick-ass movie here. I really feel like we oversaturated the market on zombie films. Like, you know, when The Walking Dead was a huge thing, you know, we had lots of zombie movies. I feel like we kind of got tired of it. So I love the fact that we have this movie as this new foray. I mean, it's technically an old foray, but in new ways into this, which feels fresh and entertaining again. So I really love these movies. And there's another one coming out, 28. What is it? What's the next one? Oh, The Bone Temple.
The Bone Temple,
yes.
yeah.
Which looks like it's going to be really, I'm excited for that
Dude,
one.
I'm stoked.
Talking on like 2026 movies coming out, that's one that I'm
That's
looking
coming out
forward
in
to.
like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, it's really soon, actually. I saw a lot of posters for it in LA. But yeah, I think there's really spectacular performances from like literally everyone involved in this movie. Just all around a really good ensemble film. Like, yes, you have like your main characters in it, but a couple of them come in and out of the movie. They really bob and weave through it. And they just give some really just like touching, deep, real, natural performances that just like I loved, and just compelling storytelling that makes everything so much more horrifying when all of these infected zombies come up to ruin everything, and they are terrifying.
They really are, dude.
And I mentioned this in my Letterboxd review, but I have to say it again here. It is a masterclass in anxiety-inducing sequences. My God, I have never been more tense watching someone run from a mob of zombies. And can we talk about how they released pictures of this where they were talking a lot about how they're like, we filmed this on iPhones, and like that's strange. But then if you saw the rigging that they had for this, it was literally like this array of like 10 iPhones in this weird arc around each other. You're like, what does that do? When they like, there's this really awesome action shot where they shoot a zombie and then it like this little rotoscope, I don't know, it just goes around them with the camera. It's so cool. It's such a fun effect.
It's very cool.
It was really one of my favorite like action horror movies. I think was really, really cool.
Yeah, I would love a like behind the scenes documentary on this movie.
Yeah, I thought it was super.
The filming of it was amazing.
It was so neat to watch. But yeah, honestly, just a kick-ass horror movie. Lots of really just tense, anxiety-inducing. Not necessarily scary, but just God, I've never been so like, I feel fucked up.
It was tense, especially when they do that like poem towards the beginning of the movie.
Oh my God, yeah, that like
The
Russian
boots.
like that boot camp, whatever. I don't know. It's,
remember what
they
it's
use
called.
it in the trailer, and I remember that was terrifying. And putting it in the movie still worked so well.
Oh, it was incredible.
But yeah, so that's 28 years later. Derek, what's your number 6?
I always know a movie slaps when I go home after seeing it in the theaters with the boys, and then I'm like, Emily, you gotta watch this.
You
movie.
gotta
And I
check
put it
this
on.
out.
And this was one of those. Where
Absolutely.
I was like, put it on. And I'm so stoked for Bone Temple.
Yes.
Oh, I had my number 6. You went first. That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that. My number 6 was "Bring Her Back" by the Philip brothers. Now, like we said, I absolutely loved.
Talk to me.
Take two. Talk to me. I'm not super big on the fact that they're both making sequels to that, but they did make Bring Her
Yeah,
Back.
I don't feel like you
which
needed it.
Completely caught me by surprise for what it is. Following the death of her father, a brother and sister are sent to live. Why can't I read today?
I don't know.
Dude.
You're nervous. All of America's watching.
Hi, America.
We're
I'm-
horror boys.
I'm here for the reading. Following the death of their father, a brother and sister are sent to live with a foster mother, only to learn that she is hiding a terrifying secret. I don't want to say anything about this movie because this is the kind of movie that is the needed to be seen blind. Like you gotta just like gouge your eyes out and then go see this movie because you have to see it blind.
It's the best way to experience it.
Any movie is best if you don't have
Of course.
eyes. But genuinely, like the tension that was in this movie, it is so bleak. Oh my goodness, it is so
I feel like
bleak.
that's something the Philippa brothers are really good at, is making a bleak fucking movie.
I thought that Talk to Me was bleak, and if you thought that movie was too bleak, don't see Bring Her Back. But if you're like, I could watch a movie that makes me feel worse about everything, then definitely go see Bring Her Back. I actually don't really have anything else to say about it,
Yeah.
other than the performances by the two lead kids.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Wonderful
They did a
work. And,
really,
and the
really good job.
sister, I don't know if the brother's done anything else, but I know the sister, like this is her first acting credit
was.
ever. She gave her all.
And also Sally Hawkins as the main
So good.
woman.
Yeah?
I'm just trying to be careful about how I say what she is. I thought she was fantastic. She was terrifying in all the right ways and fun in all the wrong ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's move on.
It's really funny. You can always tell when one of us has a movie later in their list because they are more quiet during the thing.
Did you like that movie?
I very much did, yeah. But it's just funny because like I noticed you've been kind of quiet on some of mine. I'm like, I know Derek has more to say about this later, maybe. Potentially. Maybe he doesn't. But yeah, that's that. So now we on to best effects.
Best effects. I mean, this was an obvious one. It was Frankenstein.
Yeah, he literally like I was like, oh, well, maybe I was about to like pose some other ones, and you were like, it's Frankenstein. I was like, yep, it's Frankenstein.
I mean, literally, like everything about that. We haven't talked about this movie yet, which is
Yes.
shocking
That
that
is
we are
shocking.
45 minutes in and Frankenstein hasn't even
Frankenstein
brought
has not
up.
come up at all. What happened to us?
I mean, that's probably good for a top 10.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, if it's been held off this long,
Yeah.
it better be on your list. Goddammit.
It's not.
Don't say that.
It's negative.
Don't say that to me, Derek. I'll cry. Just Guillermo del Toro,
let him.
father.
I'll let him do it.
Godfather of
He
like
knows more than me
keeping
about Frankenstein.
keeping like practical
flew to
effects
LA
alive
to
and
go to the
well.
museum.
I literally did. Yeah, literally.
nerd.
2 days ago, I got back from flying out to LA because they brought the Frankenstein Crafting a Tale exhibit out to LA. It was originally only in London, and then as soon as I saw they were bringing it to the US, had to go there.
He
had to go check it out.
He said the entire name of the exhibit. That's how you know he's deep.
I'm in deep, guys. It's so good. They had such beautiful maquettes maquettes of all of the
really cool.
people that
He
was
sent
in
me
it,
pictures.
the dresses, the props, all of the costumes. It was just so awesome. All of like the concept art and stuff like that. They had music playing. It was really, really cool thing. But that's just it. Like the amount of work and craft that went into this, all of it. It's just like so like just how could we give it to any of the other movies?
No, I agree.
And that's the thing. There are lots of other movies that have really good effects, but like as a whole, throughout the entirety of the movie, like Frankenstein is just a beautiful masterclass in the effects world.
Absolutely.
In every aspect of it. So yeah, that's that.
Completely agree.
Anything else you want to add to that?
I have nothing more to add.
Perfect.
I think we're time to roll.
We're time to roll. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
I got a 15.
And I got a 4. So Derek is first again.
All right. My number
I think we gotta have some like winner at the end. We gotta like come up with some award or something next time. Yeah, you already. Yeah, there's no way I can win at this point.
Are we number 5?
Number 5.
My number 5 is Good Boy.
Good boy. Good doggo.
This movie worked on with me for dude.
This is one where I noticed your silence. I'm like, I know he's got more to say on this movie.
The fact that this movie was made by 3 people in a house.
I forgot to mention.
Mostly 2 people in a house with their dog.
The
and
smallest
over like
budget.
5 years or something. And then it produced an actual terrifying film. Now, I have 2 dogs at home. And sometimes I'll like walk home or something. I'll get home and my little boy dog will be standing at the top of my stairs with a little silhouette behind him. I'm like, what do you see, dude? What's behind me? Am I dying?
Because you always think about the fact that like they always say like dogs and like children, like babies, are the most in touch with this kind of like this like spirit world, if you will, this other plane, And so anytime a dog is staring into a corner, I'm like, you see something I don't, and I need to know what it is.
And now I have a baby. so like 3 of the dogs in my house.
Has that happened
2
yet?
dogs and 1 baby.
Has your baby like caught like wind of anything?
Dude,
that
she
you
just
think...
like starts looking at things and like laughing. And I'm like, what is it?
What
is
is
it?
it?
A ghost clown?
Is it a
in my
ghost?
corner house?
That's the only thing a child could be laughing at is a ghost clown.
Is there a ghost clown in my corner house?
Is there a ghost clown in my corner house?
Is there a ghost clown in my corner?
And that's going to be our horror movie that we're working on. Ghost clown in my horror
No,
house.
but this dog, Indy the dog, he is the life and the soul of this movie. And again, talk about bleak endings. This movie actually had a really, really bleak ending. But it worked.
It was also like kind of hopeful at the same time out of those. But
some of the effects were a little wonky.
a little bit.
But then you find out about the production of the film and how it had no budget.
No.
You're like, oh man, you guys did it. You really, really did it. And I'm really impressed with how they did it.
I guess Indy's kind of a nepo baby. Huh? He was cast as the director's son.
Freaking kick him out of the industry. Nobody wants him. No, but one thing that I just want to mention before we move on is the perspective of being with the dog. They don't just do it where you're like camera.
No.
Also audioly.
Yeah.
Like there's a moment where the dog is in the backseat of the car and his owner gets out and it's all muffled and he's just panicking and he doesn't know what's going on. And it's those single moments where you're like, oh my gosh. Or like there's times where he's sniffing and all of a sudden the room becomes more clear because he sees it better with sniffing. That's genius.
Which is so cool.
So cool.
And I really love that about like such a unique movie idea is the fact that it lends itself to like some more creative ideas.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was also a moment that we all of us leaned to each other when we noticed that like he was pretty far away from the guy but could still hear it really well. We're like, oh, he's a dog. His sense of hearing is so much better than ours.
Yeah, because the movie did a really, really good job of having excellent audio effects.
Yeah.
So those things were noticeable and you're like, well, that's not right. But oh wait, he's a dog.
No, it really worked.
There's a dog again.
I think we actually literally, you said something like they're like, oh, this kind of weird like audio kind of thing. You're like, no, it makes sense. It's a deliberate choice and idea. It's a dog.
He's a woof.
Yeah.
He's a woof woof bark bark.
But
that's my number 5.
That you
I gave that 4.5. Nope, I gave that 5 stars.
Yeah, the 5 stars. All right, number 5 for
5 stars.
Isaac. We are chilling with Weapons, directed by Zach Cregers, which you haven't mentioned
Yum,
yet.
yum, yum, yum.
I wonder where that one's sitting on your list.
That movie sucked.
Yeah, Derek hated Weapons. 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. When all but one child from the same classroom mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. Guys, this was such a neat idea for a film. Zach Cregers is really one of those voices in horror currently where I'm like, I cannot wait to see the more that you do
and what's
to
he
push
gonna do?
what is he going to do?
I mean, he's going to do Resident Evil. We know that.
Right.
Which I'm so excited.
Very interesting.
Because I looked back at my my review of Barbarian from the first time. I made a comment about how it was basically Resident Evil in the suburbs.
He's always had that a little bit on his mind.
So now he's doing Resident Evil. I'm like, yes, brother.
Yeah. But like every trailer for this movie left me confused and clueless as to what would transpire in the film, and I love that. Because how many times have you heard me talk about how much I hate when a trailer tells you the whole goddamn movie?
This movie told you nothing.
No. And I also hate the fact that like for every movie now, it's like trailer 1, trailer 2. We get like 6 different trailers for one movie. Like, I miss when we got one and it like got your attention, wanted you to see the movie, and you went to go see it, and that's all you had going into it. But they did so well with this one that like each trailer that came out that showed us more and more, I was even more confused.
I was more confused.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening here?
And even after seeing it like 3 times now, I still, there are things that I'm like, yes, I don't understand and I love that.
And
I mean, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on everything in the movie now.
But I
like,
love when a film doesn't think you're stupid. I love when a film just like gives you weird things, doesn't explain them all, like in like what am I trying to say? Outright, and it kind of leaves you. I also love when a movie leaves you kind of wiggle room to kind of come up with your own theories and ideas about stuff. Like, I love when it kind of gives you that ambiguous, like you're not quite sure. But I also love going back to Longlegs. I remember everybody hyped up Longlegs a lot. I really, really liked Longlegs. But then when we had like, what was the explanation for like what was going on and like how everything was transpiring, I felt like I kind of like pulled out of it a little bit because I didn't really love the explanation of what was going on. In the inverse effect here, after you were kind of explained what was happening, what led these children to leave their house and stuff, I liked it even more and doubled down on it. It's like, this is a fun, cool idea.
But the reason for that isn't the idea itself, it's how it's presented.
Yes.
Because Weapons does a really good job of just not telling you.
No.
It just is like, oh no, this is happening, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And you're just going to deal with that. Bring Her Back does that too.
Yes.
Where it's like, towards the end of the movie, yes, exposition is happening. You're understanding more, but you're understanding by watching it happen.
Yes.
And watching everything happen instead of a character going, dude, let's talk about how, like, it's the opposite of Stranger Things, right?
Yes.
Where in Stranger Things you have 20 characters describing in great detail how
Derek, do your
everything
impression of like of how they explain things in Stranger Things.
Oh, this is a dice. Wait, group, I'm going to walk away. Hold on. This is Vecna. This is us. This is a dice tray. It's so stupid. And that is what bothers me about movie
better
exposition.
way to say you think your audience is stupid.
But Weapons and Bring Her Back do it the complete opposite way, where it's like, oh, no, I think I get it, but I get it because the character is figuring it out, and I'm watching the character figure it out.
There are good ways to portray exposition and tell your audience about things that are not just blatantly being like, okay, this is this, and this means that, and now it goes to this. Like, no, let it unfold in front of you. And I think both Bring Her Back and Weapons did a phenomenal job at that.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite things about Weapons is the fact that it gives you different perspectives, all in different times in this timeline of events of like the children running away from their house, and then the trials and tribulations to get to the end of that plot line. I love the fact that it's not a linear story at all. You get one person's story, and you see some characters in the background of what they're going, then you see their perspective, and you see them in the background of theirs. I love the way it bounces all over the place, and it was a really unique and interesting way to watch the film. It kind of like reignites you to the film, you know, because I'll talk about this at some point when we get to Frankenstein. It's like when you get to a new perspective of the movie, because like I can say that about Frankenstein. At a certain point, it starts with Victor, then it gets to the creature's tale, and suddenly it's like, okay, let's see this side of the story. It did that like 5 times in Weapons. It's like, okay, here's her story. Now we're at Josh Brolin. Okay, now it's this guy's story. I love seeing how all of these things really came and played about. It was so fun. I really love that.
Beautiful.
And like we've already mentioned, we love the kill of Gladys in this one. So goddamn good.
The last like 15 minutes of this movie are riotous. Yes. They're hilarious. They're beautiful.
I would honestly say my comparison for it is like, to me, this kind of effect last year was the Substance, where I would say it is a finale. It is like a capital C climax, where it's just like batshit crazy. You were just giggling with glee at what's going on screen. And so like for me, that was the ending of this one here, which is like, oh my God, everything was leading up to this, and it paid off in such major ways.
In the best way.
Best way. So that's my number 5 with Weapons.
And now
we're at the worst
film.
Now this was tough because there were as many bangers as we had in 2025. There were a decent amount of misses.
There were so many stinkers.
There were a lot of stinkers.
I mean, it's pretty subjective, but I think we can all agree that things like Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare and Him, and Opus, and some of the like Clown on a Cornfield, which some people liked, but
I've never cared for it. I'm so sorry, Clown on the Cornfield fans.
But there was one that was on everybody's list
that we just could not talk about it. And if you followed us, you know we've already done a whole episode on this movie.
And many other content creators have.
To the point where like even people who do not do horror movies have gotten into this. I mean, like, it's not even that much a horror. I don't know.
No.
Derek, say it with me. It is War of the Worlds.
2025.
2025 specifically.
Starring Ice Cube.
There are some fantastic War of the Worlds movies. But yeah, War of the Worlds 2025. What can you even say?
Nothing.
It is a movie
ad.
that was shelved and should have stayed there. It should have been burned. It should not exist, and I'm so sorry. Much respect as a person who has acted and does act to Ice Cube, trying your best. My God, man, what is this movie? What do you
Ready for
call
my-
acting when you're pissed off?
Ready?
And you stand. Here you go. Here's the ice cube.
What? You did what? What?
It's a lot. It's just the effects are.
If that was really
shit.
cringy, will you cut it out?
Absolutely. I'm not gonna do that. No, it was great. I'm gonna play it on a loop. Actually, it's gonna be a 5-minute sequence of just
What?
that.
What?
I'm just gonna keep it playing behind us as we.
You with it? You what?
But it's bad, guys.
I probably just acted better than Ice
I
Cube.
think you did, and that's the sad thing. It's like you can make fun of it, and it's still better than what happened.
The
in this
amount of
movie.
times he kicks his chair in that movie make me giggle.
It's just a
really
nothing
bad.
sandwich. I really don't know what to say about it.
There isn't anything more.
It's
Let's
just
move on.
yeah, honestly, it was bad. Don't watch it. It's just sorry to Ice Cube
I
that you
hated
did that movie.
It wasn't even so bad that it was fun. It was so bad.
No, we made our own fun by just enjoying the awfulness of it, and it's just like it's one of those movies that's so bad it makes you angry.
Play me doing the what thing right there.
Yeah.
What?
Thanks. There it goes. All right, rolling for number 4.
I got a 1.
Yeah, you got a 1, so I'm definitely gonna. And a 14. All right, so I'm gonna start us out with number 4. We are looking at The Monkey, directed by Osgood Perkins. This one worked, I think, more for me than
You only
because-
give this 4.5? Man, all your movies are 4.5.
I'm
Did you
at
give
4.5.
anything 5 this year?
There are 2 movies on my list that made it to 5 stars. And we can talk about that a little bit. This year, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a deliberate thing, but I feel like years prior, I've been so willing to give a movie a 5-star review.
I've actually, we did talk about this because I am the same way.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, I feel like I toned it back a little bit, and I was like, I need a movie to really, really work in every aspect for me to really, truly give it the 5-star rating.
Yep.
Because I felt like, I don't know, the more movies I watch, I feel like I really need to kind of hone in a little bit on what gets 5 and what doesn't. Most of these are 4.5, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, so my final 2 are my 5-star movies.
So last year, I don't know what yours was, but last year on my top 10, 8 of the 10 movies were 5 stars. This year, only 5.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm getting
We're
a little
growing.
jaded, but also I'm getting a little more critical.
Yeah, which I think
is
is good,
That's a good
honestly.
thing. I tend to not be as critical. So it's good that I am.
Yeah.
But also, I'm just older now. I'm wiser.
older and wiser.
And I can do a really good Ice Cube impression.
But The Monkey was higher on my list than yours because this is just like an Isaac thing. I love a fun movie, and this movie is so much fun.
Yeah, that's only Isaac. I personally don't like fun
I'm just
movies.
saying, like the movies that rank higher for you are the ones that are much more like effective and deeper meaning to you, right?
No, I agree. I just was laughing because Derek doesn't like fun
Derek
movies.
also loves fun movies. I'm just saying, like, that will rank a movie higher for me than it will for you.
Yeah.
But so
if someone's head explodes, you are more likely to put that higher on your list.
absolutely, you show me a head explosion or a beheading, I am like 5-star movie or a 4.5-star movie. But it is so much fun. It takes this idea of like the random chance of death that the Final Destination movies have built their entire foundation of, and I feel like it actually it plays with that in a really fun ways and in ways that are even better than I think the Final Destination movies do, but also in ways that have something more to say about like the death and its effect on people.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing. Because I feel like in the Final Destination
funeral.
movies, people are just dying.
Oh, the funeral scene in this movie.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I forgot about it until right now. It's
But
so good.
It's just like this movie is so zany and out there and fun, but also at its heart, has a bit more to say about death. And there's a conversation to be had about that in this movie that I really, really loved. I liked it a lot.
I gotta watch this
The
again.
kills in this movie are just so entertaining. And what I love about this is it is zany, it is weird, but also doesn't take itself too seriously, but just seriously enough. It understands its absurdity, yet lives in a very grounded state at the same time. It is doing this crazy yo-yo tightrope act that I thought worked so well. It was just great. It was just wonderful. I loved it. I can't tell if you with me on this.
no,
okay,
I mean,
good.
it was in my 10. I fully
glad.
believe it, right?
Yeah, it was
like my 9.
You've talked about it already.
I thought,
But yeah, so Oz Perkins is keeping horror weird, and I love him for that. Never
That's my number
stop.
7.
Even if I said that Keeper wasn't that great, I don't care. Keep making stuff, Oz Perkins. I loved The Monkey. Very, very fun. It's one that I will recommend to a lot of people.
So my number 4 is 28 Years Later. This is I ranked this movie 5 stars. Listen,
We are at our first 5-star movie.
this is another one I took. I brought home and showed Emily, and the thing I love this. God, I'm about to prove you right. Yes. Okay. So I love it when a movie is fun and crazy and
Yes.
out there, but I like to be emotionally impacted.
I don't like to be emotionally impacted.
This guy.
See, this is what I'm saying, though. These
guy-
are just the things that work for us as two individuals.
No, listen, we both like the things.
Yes.
You just rank them
We'd
differently.
be boring if we both like the exact same things, the same amount.
But it's why Substance was your number 1.
Yes.
And how the TV glow.
I saw the TV
I saw the
glow.
TV glow was my number 1 last
Yep.
year because I like to be emotionally impacted.
Exactly. That movie fucked me up.
The movie fucked me up too. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about 28 Years Later.
28 years later.
The thing that gets forgotten about is the mother-son relationship in this movie and the desperation in this boy to try and get help for his mother when there is no help. It is so depressing.
Yes, deeply putting his life at risk, but not
beautiful.
caring.
That is so Danny Boyle to like get into the heart of man, and I think that's why he doesn't want to call them zombie movies. I think he admits that they're they're technically zombies.
Like you have to.
I think he's okay with that. He just doesn't want people to think it's a zombie movie because it's about the people.
Because it devalues it, right? Like you hear that immediately think less of the movie, but it is so much more than that. And because of Danny Boyle and the performances.
It's crazy that we had 2 movies this year that were kind of a reboot of a franchise that did it better. Because I watched 28 Days and then I watched 28 Weeks.
I've actually never seen any of those.
Oh, really? You should go watch them. 28 Days is better than 28 Weeks, but 28 Years is the best. It's 28 years later, so none of the same characters are there.
Which I like. I like that they're not living in like the nostalgia of like, oh, and here's Cillian Murphy's character again. Which who knows? There's still rumors he might show up again, but
I really like the fact that the entire world has been quarantined into this. The disease has been quarantined to this one place, and the rest of the world goes on.
With this many movies, they've created such a deep lore in this world too. Like there's so much of this world to see and know. They've been living in this infected world for so long.
I really, really love that. You see a small glimpse of the outside world. You like see a cell phone, and it's beautiful that they have kept it all encapsulated and shown what it would have been like if there was a society that was primitive and the rest of the world continued on. I think that is such an interesting thing to explore.
It feels so believable too. Like there's nothing outlandish. It's like, well, that just wouldn't work.
The big dicks that the zombies have feels a little unbelievable.
That was crazy. It's part of the infection. It's part of the rage virus. It makes you hung as hell.
Well, I think my headcanon is like somewhere along those 28 years, they tried giving them like, what's the drug to make you big dick?
Who knows?
No, the one X-Lax. Nope.
X-Lax. Eczema.
No, what's the
Why can't I think Viagra?
Yeah, Viagra. They tried infusing the zombies with Viagra.
This will stop the zombies in their rage. We'll just give them Viagra.
And now they just got really horny. But anyway, it was just a really, really good movie. I loved it a lot.
Yeah. What's his name?
Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes is so fantastic in this movie, and I'm really excited for the fact that he seems to be a pretty big character in the next one too.
Yep. I mean, he's like on the poster. Isn't he?
Exactly, and he looks terrifying in this one. What is going on with him?
Iodine. I love the miracle of childbirth.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see.
Placenta. I think it was crazy watching this movie with a pregnant woman, and if you've seen the movie, you know why. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. But gosh, the way that there's like the resolution with Ralph and his character and like the mother and son, like that whole scene was
dude,
just
this
fantastic.
Movie's exploration. I've lost a lot of people in life, and so the way that they treat death and the way that they treat life is just a beautiful thing.
Yes.
I'm really, really excited. I really hope that the next 2 movies are good because this movie had such.
I think they're going to. Based on what I've heard about the Bone Temple, it's going to be maybe even better than 28 Years.
I don't believe
we shall see.
I mean,
I hear there's one specific sequence that apparently is like crazy.
It's got Jack Connolly in it, so
yeah, Jack O'Connell is in that.
That's the one.
Jack Connolly. Jack O'Connell has like a cameo at the end of this one, and then apparently has a much bigger role in the upcoming movie. That apparently he just says he's a right prick. Like he is.
I love it.
He is going to be a fucking nightmare, and I'm excited for that. Let's get into the biggest disappointment, shall we?
Yeah. So this one's different for both of us.
We have 2 different films here. Should we roll to see who goes first on this one? Or, all right, let's go. Isaac rolls an 18. Beat that, Derek.
I rolled
13.
14.
All right. Isaac's biggest disappointment. Now, what do you know about Isaac? He's got a little side project he likes to call Monsterific, where he talks about monster movies.
Go check it out.
Isaac likes monster movies, period. Which means I love all of the Universal movies, right? All of the old Universal monsters and such like that. The Wolfman, the Invisible Man, Frankenstein, Dracula, Mummy, all of that stuff. So this year, right at the top of the year, I think it was literally the first horror movie I saw. It was released early in January. They made a remake of The Wolfman. I believe it was Lee Wanell who did this one, who also did the reboot of The Invisible Man that I actually did enjoy.
I really liked that movie.
That one I actually went into with a more dour idea because I'm like, I don't want to take this movie and make it in a modern setting. I don't think it's going to work. I actually thought it worked pretty well. So I was like, let's see how this movie works. So The Wolfman came out in January of this year, and I fucking hated that movie. I was so pissed about that movie.
I actually didn't see it.
No.
Because you said you hated it so much.
I think it literally, honestly, at the end of the day, what I want out of a werewolf movie is a wolf that looks fucking great. And this wolf looked terrible. I hated it. He just looked like kind of a weird stretched out man with a little more hair on him. Like, what's that about? I hated, and I knew it was going to look bad because Halloween Horror Nights did this thing where they did a little mini setup for it. They had had the poster up there, and they had a guy come out dressed as the Wolfman, and I was like, well, surely that's not the final design, right? He looked like some like nasty little rat man, and it just looked like shit. And I was like, hopefully it looks better in the movie. I really hope it does. But yeah, nothing about this movie worked for me. There were some neat little ideas and effects, but all in all, this one was just such a disappointment for me as somebody who loves the classic Universal horror movies and loves like werewolf movies and monster movies. Yeah, big miss for me. Derek, what is your biggest disappointment?
My My biggest disappointment is The Carpenter's Son.
I didn't see this one. Nick Cage.
It's Nicolas Cage, and it was presented in such a way that this is Nicolas Cage as Jesus. And I said, hell yeah. And then they said, in a horror movie. And I said, hell yeah. I was so excited.
Two thumbs up.
The reviews came out, and I was like, oh. It's just mid. And then I watched it, and it's Nicolas Cage as Jesus' dad. It's not even Jesus.
I don't understand, because I was in the same boat as you. Like, how did we go so long believing he was playing Jesus?
I think it was hope.
Maybe.
I think it's all was hope. Dude, the concept of the story of Jesus being horror is fun. I think that's a good idea.
It inherently is a horror story, really, if you think about
is.
it.
Burning bushes, chlamydia, like that's terrifying. Anyway, that's Moses. The thing is, that's not Jesus. But like there's so... I don't even want to talk about it. I did not like it. I actually started doing a full review of it, but I got too mad. I just stopped.
Just upsets you.
But it was just fine. And then it wasn't. There's the person. They was. How do I even talk about it, man?
It's tough to talk about something that exasperates you so much. Like, fuck this movie.
It had so much potential. And I love Nicolas Cage for being stupid, awful. Oh, it's Nicolas Cage.
I will always applaud him for always doing the weirdest projects he can find. Like, God bless him for that.
Well, Jesus bless him for that. Anyway, just don't see it. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't really have anything intelligent to say about it.
No, those are two movies you can definitely skip of our 2025 releases that we've talked about.
Are we on to number
here.
3?
I think we're on to number 3 now, man.
Holy crap.
We're in scary territory here. I feel like I know what your number 3 is. I feel it in my bones.
Yeah?
A 20, and Derek got a 5.
My number 3.
No, I beat you.
My number 3.
No, not yet. No. My number 3 is Bring Her Back. Directed by Michael Filippo and Danny Filippo.
I'm actually shocked it's so high.
Really?
Yeah.
This one really worked for me. I don't know what it was, but it deeply affected me.
I love that.
So yeah, we've already talked about what goes on in this movie. It is shocking and deeply difficult to stomach at times. Yet beneath that is this showcase of grief and pain and loss and like struggling to accept any of that is also piloted by this underlying evil force lurking underneath the whole thing. Like there's something about this like deeply evil something, while Sally Hawkins' character is just like struggling to accept the loss of her daughter and is trying to bring her back. That is basically the plot of this movie, right?
Yep.
And it just like really touched me. And I think it's Sally Hawkins' performance in it. I loved just the direction of it. I think it just worked so well for me.
It was fantastic.
It was really one of the movies I left this theater this year feeling deeply moved by a film and carrying this weight and just pondering thought afterwards.
Me too.
And that's why we love movies, right? I love when a movie makes me leave the theater feeling different as a person, for better or worse.
And it was fun.
This one, not so much.
What you like, right?
This one is actually a strange instance, and I feel like this one was actually much more emotionally intelligent and emotionally moving for me, and it is so much higher in here. There's also just some really wonderful visuals.
Hits more.
If you watch this, really pay attention to all the circle imagery. It's all over the place. There's this big salt circle around the house. There's this moment where Sally Hawkins has blood on her hands and spins a circle on the window.
Yeah.
Like there's also like the final shot was really where I was like, this is a 4.5 out of 5 star movies for me in this one.
I'm surprised
it was
it's only
almost
4.5.
5. It was almost 5. I don't know what it was. It was just like, it was so close. It was so
There was
close.
something about it. I think it was the bleakness.
Yeah.
That if it had been just like slightly more hopeful, it would have been a 5 for me.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it just felt
But
real and raw to me.
But I don't need movies to be hopeful.
No, of course not.
I don't know. It was. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. But yeah, the ending shot of this movie just really like completely wrapped it in this nice bow for me that I was like, this is a fantastic film that is really moving. And before I move on from it, I just really need to say, I really fear that Sally Hawkins is lost in the sea of really great horror performances this year. We had really good performers in all of the movies we talked about, and some movies we haven't even talked about yet, some we won't talk about at all. There's just a lot of good stuff that, and like, nobody's really talking about Sally Hawkins. I thought she was phenomenal, and she deserves recognition recognition for her incredible work in this film. Like, she's really the backbone of this entire thing amidst all of it that is happening. It all works so well, but I think she is what makes this movie fantastic and as moving as it is, being the one in this story that is the one who is struggling so much with this loss and grief, and just like really, it's so hard because like, I think I have to say she is kind of the antagonist of this film in a sense, but also you can see where she's coming from and see what she wants. And like, I don't back your motive, like what you're doing here, and I can't stand by that, but like, I really understand the place that you were coming from and how much it hurts. And also, and just before we move on from this movie, I love the fact that it starts off in a way that you're like, I don't understand what's happening. And then it ends in a way that you still don't get an explanation exactly as to what really is going on in this world and the lore that is inside of it. I love not being spoon-fed any of that. So yeah, really, really love to bring her back. Absolutely great movie. Derek, what was your number 3?
You do know my number 3.
I do know your number 3.
What is it?
Is it this one?
Yeah, it's Frankenstein.
I knew it. I knew it was your number 3.
Yeah. Okay. Now listen.
Which is fine. Listen, top 3, great place for it to be. Love it.
You approve?
I approve. Absolutely.
Okay. So Frankenstein. Let's break it down. Well, I guess we can treat it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're just surprised we're talking about it this early.
Give me the breakdown. No, I knew it was going to be number 3. I felt it in my bones.
Because you know what my number 2 and 1 are.
I don't know if I did. Well, okay, yes, I do. Never mind.
Yeah, you do. So Frankenstein's written and directed by Guillermo del Toro. Obviously, this is a passion project from him. Isaac's going to talk all about it. Dr. Victor Frankenstein,
it's not even on my list.
A brilliant but egotistical scientist, brings a creature to life in a monstrous experiment that ultimately leads to the undoing of both creator and his tragic creation. So this movie was a struggle for me.
Now
Not
listen,
gonna lie.
Derek, please.
I don't get to talk.
No, that's the thing. Speak your piece. Don't give like the Isaac will say more about this. Tell me what Derek thinks about Frankenstein.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, good.
That's what I'm doing.
Good.
So Frankenstein is a huge part of Emily's life. My wife, Emily, she wrote paper after paper on it in college, did so much on it. Like, so we've taken in all of the Frankenstein content, right? Mm-hmm. So going into this movie, we had expectations. Also, Guillermo del Toro, phenomenal director, one of my favorite directors. And so there was like a huge expectation. What also was happening at the same time was my life. My baby was just born, all this stuff. So the first viewing I had of this movie was not a great experience. I watched it. I was like, oh, I think that might be a 4-star movie. I was like, that didn't affect me emotionally.
And you were like panicked about that,
right? I was nervous. Yeah, I was like, why didn't I love this movie? And I kind of had to take a step back and really, really think about it. And part of it was that it did stray so far from the source material, which is what I did not expect. I expected it to be the complete opposite. And then I went and rewatched it. And on a rewatch, I was bawling my eyes out. I was mad. I was yelling at the TV because at that point in my life, in 2 weeks, but 2 weeks with a baby feels like years.
Oh, yeah.
So like at that point, like I was experiencing things with my daughter, like she was like actually seeing me for the first time. And I was watching the creature come to life, and I was watching Frankenstein treat the creature in such a way that it affected me so heavily. And then to watch the redemption of Frankenstein was a beautiful thing with phenomenal performances by both. And I was like, no, I was just not in the right mind when I saw this movie.
And I was
for the first
hoping
time.
that it would hit you that way too, because it is deeply, like more than it has ever been through Guillermo's lens here. It is a father-son story.
Exactly.
Or a father-child, at least, because you have a daughter. And so like I was really hoping that you would feel something from that aspect of it.
Well, and I've talked about my own relationship with my father.
Yes.
And so this movie really, really like reined that in and made me feel things. It is a phenomenal movie. The only reason it is not my number 1 is simply because the other 2 movies affected me more, and I had to rewatch this movie to make it resonate with me.
Which is interesting because we even talked about that, because I'll get into that when I talk about this movie. But like I also like felt similarly where like I needed a second watch to really get to where I feel about it now. And I don't usually, in my mind, I'm like, if a movie isn't there immediately, then it just didn't work, right?
Yep.
But there's something about coming back with maybe just a different mindset, a different perspective on it that really rocked my socks and it changed it a bit for me.
I don't feel like I had to do that.
Yeah.
Like I could have just left it at that first watch.
But it did help.
I think that so much happens in this movie, and the first viewing, you're taken by the spectacle because it is phenomenal looking.
God damn.
It is so beautiful.
Craftsmanship.
It is
the
an
heart.
absolute incredible experience to look at. But then you really take a step back and you experience the story and the characters. And that's what I had to do in that second viewing. So I don't think I have too much more to say on it because we'll probably talk about it more.
Yeah.
But yeah, a phenomenal movie, Frankenstein.
Yeah.
5 stars.
Loved it very much. Very, very good. I think we're on to our last award. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. And
Or
this is another split.
Second to last? No, I think this is the last. Yeah. Best performance in this one. I had a pretty easy pick here. Derek had one that was almost adjacent to mine. I don't know where he ended up. Should we? Let's roll. See who goes first.
Oh no, then I have to pick.
13 and a 3 for me. So Derek goes first.
So I really have been back and forth on my best performance, but
there were so many good ones this year. How do you pick?
I do think that I'm going to sit with Oscar Isaac for his role of Victor Frankenstein. I was going to pick Indy the dog, but really...
Who did do a great job.
He did a great job, but he was just being fed treats.
Yeah. And he's a Nepo baby, so... No, I'm just kidding. Love you, Indy.
No. But Oscar Isaac's portrayal of this awful, awful man... I mean, Victor Frankenstein's a tool. He's a piece of shit.
Always has been.
Nobody likes Victor Frankenstein.
You shouldn't.
But you did but Oscar Isaac did a good job of making this horrible character likable. And I thought that was brilliant. And I also liked watching him be awful. And also me being like, wait, no, don't make those mistakes. I was hoping for this character. I was really, really trying to not want, like, I was trying to change it.
Yeah.
You know, I was trying to make him do different things because those are things I want to change in life.
Yeah.
You know, and I just thought he did a phenomenal job. And I mean, he's a great actor anyway.
Absolutely.
But I thought his portrayal of Victor Frankenstein was different.
Yeah.
And it was good. And it was good.
I think my favorite moment from Oscar Isaac as Victor in this movie is the scene specifically where, this isn't incredibly spoilery, also it's Frankenstein, so you should know the story anyway. There's a scene where he has the creature and he's like shaving his head because his hair's starting to grow back in. And it's in that sequence where like we don't know exactly how much time has passed between him and the creature after it's been born and stuff like that. But like you can just feel his fucking exhaustion.
You just
and
called
I know you can shit. I did. I'm exactly like Victor. I'm the monster. But the exhaustion in this, and I'm sure you can relate to as a father currently. Derek, how's your exhaustion level right now?
It's bad.
Bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But just his desperation for just a moment of peace, and just like he is constantly having to take care of this creature that he's completely responsible for. Just the way that he interacts with it when the creature picks up like a knife and hurts himself on the hand, and the way he reacts to that felt so real. He's just like at a loss. He doesn't know what to do. He's unequipped for all of this. He's just at his wit's end. I also really love it's that sequence in another one where you can hear like a hoarseness in his voice.
Yeah,
like he's just been talking and he's talking. He's so tired of it. He does phenomenal work in this movie.
That was the flipping point. That specific scene where the creature looks into the mirror and Frankenstein gets mad at him and tells him to do what he wants.
Yes.
Because that's not that he is actively impeding his child's development. He is literally stopping his child from a milestone in their development to warrant his own feelings. And at that moment, I was like, you dickbag McGee. I was yelling at the TV. I was so mad. And I mean, it's something I hated, but also like it was a great performance.
Really great performance, yeah. It's funny to me because when Derek was talking to me about it, I think after your first viewing, you were like, yeah, I just saw so many things like I would never do that as a dad. I'm like, I fucking hope not. He is not the Rosetta Stone for how to be a great father.
Yeah.
And in a similar vein, this is like the talk of the town. A lot of people agree on this front. I cannot deny that my favorite performance of this year was Jacob Elordi as the creature. I was a staunch denier, a staunch hater of his casting over Andrew Garfield, because that was who was originally playing the creature before he had to step back. And I was like, no, Jacob Elordi, the guy from Euphoria, like in Saltburn, is this going to be our guy? And I remember the first time I thought, maybe this guy can do it, was I saw a picture of him in a doorway, and he's fucking gigantic. This Australian man is huge. He's a tall, tall man. And I thought, yeah, maybe this can work. And after seeing the movie so many times, I absolutely cannot see anybody else doing this role. I cannot even imagine Andrew Garfield tackling this role in the way that Jacob Elordi did. Just the way that he completely transforms himself. Not even just in the fact that he's covered in all of these really cool prosthetics and makeup and costumes and stuff like that. He truly becomes something else, someone completely different that I've never seen from him, never seen from anybody else. Just the innocence of him, the rawness of his emotions, his eyes, the stories that they tell, his desperation for connection and all of that stuff, but also this angel of wrath and rage that he's also able to imbue upon Victor at certain points of the movie, to see his growth going from innocent, literal child to this raging monster that the world made him, that his own father, creator, made him. Fantastic performance. I truly just could not think of anybody that was more deserving of this award for me personally. I loved Jacob Elordi in this performance. Agreed. God bless him. And also his voice. So good. It
was good.
Just so fantastic. Just really wonderful work. All right, so now we are on to our number two movie.
I got an 18.
You got an 18, and I got a 3.
My number 2 is Sinners.
Okay, I thought that's where we were going. Okay, so hold on. Isaac's number 2, also Sinners. Ayo.
Hey.
All right, so we aligned on 2 of them. That's fun.
We did.
So we directed by Ryan Coogler. 5 out of 5 stars for me.
Yep, 5 out of stars. 5 out of stars for me. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back.
It's just crazy to put it in such simple terms. Like, it's really... How did you feel like before going into this movie?
I had no idea what to expect.
Really?
I really didn't. I knew it was a vampire movie, and that was it.
I was here for it solely based on that, because I'm like, we get lots of vampire movies. We had Nosferatu last year, but I was like, or 2 years ago, we had Nosferatu, but then I was like, ooh, we're taking vampires, putting them in like the South setting, like in Mississippi. Like, this is going to be fun. Let's see what we can do with this. And man,
the thing about this movie, and for me, the reason this is number 2 for me is the music.
Oh, God.
Music carries my life.
It is the heart of this movie.
And this movie is such a beautiful representation of music. It's basically a musical. Like, to be honest. Like, it really is.
But not in a derogatory way. I see you there who doesn't like musicals. Don't see that and go, that's dumb. No. In the best way.
Anyone who thinks it's a derogatory term, get out of my couch.
Get out of this podcast. Get yourself out of here.
Get out of my couch.
Scram.
No, but really, I don't even know where to start.
Literally, this movie, not only for this, but also when I reviewed it, I was like, how can I put into words how important this movie is, like from a cultural standpoint, profoundly important story to tell for African American people and their culture and their history and story, their connection, how music is so integral to all this culture and community. It weaves throughout time and connects us all. Like, I wasn't expecting something like that from a movie about vampires antagonizing a group of people in the South. And here we are. It was, I think, honestly, one of the best sequences in any of the movies we've seen this entire year.
Oh, yeah. In the burning house.
Yes. Yeah. The sequence of I Lied to You, that song, wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's one they're going to talk about in film colleges for decades.
Well, not just because of how it looks, but because of how it was filmed.
Yes.
It was all one take. Mm-hmm. It was, oh my gosh, the effects, everything about it, the impact of it too. And the way that it ended was just so profoundly effective.
So good.
It was...
I love a good bookend movie where it ends where it starts. It's such a cool way to do it. It's also, in a weird way, it's like a fucking cool movie. Yeah. I feel like that's a good descriptor for this movie. It's cool, vampires, deep music, such good shit. The performances, both musically and in the acting, are all so kick-ass.
Fantastic.
But really, just when you think you've done it all with vampire movies, Ryan Coogler comes out with one of the best vampire movies of all time now. Truly, it deserves its spot on that list. But even beyond that, even beyond being a really good vampire movie, it is a compelling drama that honestly stands on its own even before a vampire is introduced to the story. Because I remember going in thinking, oh yes, vampire movie. It's not even until almost halfway through the movie you actually get the first vampire in the fucking movie.
Yeah. And then even after that, there is still so much going on around the vampires.
Yeah, it doesn't need the vampire to be a good movie. That just adds to it.
But the message of what the vampires are, it's so good. Just go see it. Honestly, I don't want to say any more about it. I want this one to live on its own in your brain as a new experience if you haven't seen it yet.
It is one of the best movies, not only of this year, but this decade. You have to go see it. There's some movies that I'll put on this list and you could watch it if you like. You need to see Sinners.
Yep.
If you're a person not only that loves horror movies, but loves film in general, you've got to do it. The way the dialogue was written and flowed, amplified by all of these award-worthy performances in every single role, was truly generational. I hope this film was talked about for decades and decades. It's got some of the best musical sequences of any films of this entire year and years to come.
Talk about circles.
From the time-traveling blues in the juke joint with I Lied to You, with an incredible performance from Miles Catone, who is his first acting performance is in this one. He does phenomenal.
He's fantastic.
Not only in his acting, but also his singing. God, he fucking busted out on that guitar that he only learned to play 10 months before filming this movie too. Insane. Not only that, but also there's a kick-ass Irish jig sequence of the Rocky Road to Dublin from Jack O'Connell, who was also in the 28 Years Later. It's the type of sequences that make you so proud to be a lover of film. It just makes you giddy.
And a lover of music.
And a lover of music. Absolutely.
This movie just made me feel things.
All of the above. But yeah, do you have anything more to say on Sinners?
No, dude.
Fantastic film. Thank you to all of you involved.
I'm due a rewatch.
I think so too, honestly. It's been a minute since I've seen this one, but still, it still rocks with me, still lives right here in my heart, in my core. Time for our honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Let's just bounce back and forth.
Yeah, all right.
I went first on this one, technically, even though we did the same movie.
Yeah, so you want me to go first?
Yep.
Then? All right. First one was Final Destination Bloodlines. I liked this one a lot, just because it was one that I went into with a bit of a dour idea, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this one. I don't love reboots, and just really shocked me with I actually thought that was pretty good, and actually ranks pretty high in my ranking of this year.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your another honorable mention?
My first one is Dangerous Animals.
I did not catch that one. I don't know what it was about this one I've been avoiding.
I don't know either. I don't know how you're so against it.
I think the main guy just pisses me off to look at, and I just didn't want to watch him in a movie.
I don't know, dude. It was a movie about an Australian serial killer who uses sharks to kill people.
But also it's a shark movie, right?
Yeah, he uses sharks to kill people.
Interesting.
And it was a good monster. Who's the monster? The shark
Who's
or
the monster?
the
Shark
man?
or the man?
Yeah. I actually only gave that one 3.5 stars, but I thought it was worth mentioning because it kind of flew under everybody's radar, and it was just fun. Like, it was just a good time.
I feel like it was talked about more than you think, though. I remember,
really?
I kind of, actively fought it because so many people were like, guys, you really got to check out Dangerous Animals.
You went all hipster mode.
I went weirdly hipster for no reason at all. So my next one was Until Dawn, actually. Weird. Listen, I know. Listen, what do we know about Isaac? He likes weird, fun movies.
Yeah, he doesn't like to feel.
I don't like to feel things. I just like things to be fun and whimsical. I've never played any of the Until Dawn games, which I think is a big reason.
There is one.
Yeah. Aren't there two?
It's just keep going.
Okay. I've never played the Until Dawn game, right? So I can't come into this from a critical lens of wow, it was so different from the game for all of these reasons.
There's technically, it was just there was just two games by the same company.
Okay. With a similar format.
The same vibe.
Yeah, I get you. But so I know there are people who dislike this movie because it strays quite differently from the
I had fun with
the game. I thought it was really fun.
I played the games.
I really think I wish we had lived, because there's a pretty quick sequence of it's basically like a Groundhog's Day kind of thing where these people just keep dying in increasingly graphic and horrible ways, from being chased down by serial killers to drinking this water that makes them just explode in a crazy practical effects fashion, which I thought was really fun. There's a lot of really good practical effects work actually in the movie as a whole, but I thought I really wish that sequence had lived a little bit longer, but I don't know, I just thought it was a good time. It just kind of shocked me. I think these honorable mentions are mostly I just kind of wasn't expecting them to be as enjoyable as I found them.
Yeah. I did enjoy Until Dawn, and it's one of the ones that I finished watching and I'm I could have used more of that.
Yeah.
I had enough fun, that I was okay.
Yeah.
My next one is the newest addition to this list, which is It Ends. Ooh. This was the Letterboxd rental movie that just came out.
Right.
Technically falls in the 2025 purview.
2026?
No, it was 2025.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying it barely made it in.
Gotcha.
And this movie really caught me off guard. It is the first Gen Z horror movie.
Interesting.
Because they kind of talk with Skibbity style.
Oh my God.
In times, which kind of took me out of it in moments, but I really like it. It's the story of a group of teenagers that turn down a road when they're driving somewhere, and then their gas stops going down, their odometer keeps going up, and they don't get hungry, and they just keep driving, and the road never ends.
Interesting.
And that's the plot of the movie. And there's
concept.
If they stop their car for longer than a minute and a half, people start running out of the woods after the car.
Whoa.
Yeah, I told you, man.
This is wacky.
You got to check it out.
Sounds kind of cool.
It's really good. It was in my top 10 for a while, but then it left mostly because it was a Gen Z movie.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I feel like that would kind of pull me from it.
But the thing I loved, it only happens twice that it really is
Skibbity.
awful. That doesn't actually happen. Anyway, the thing I loved about this movie the most is the end. When it ends, the movie's metaphor is on its sleeve. I mean, you can hear the plot of the movie and be like, okay, I know what the metaphor is, right? You can make assumptions, and you're probably right. And I got to the end and I was like, well, that was obvious. I know what they were going for with that movie, and I loved it. I was like, oh, that's great. I felt a little moved. But then I went to Reddit, and people had different opinions of what they thought the obvious meaning was, and that is fantastic. That is so cool, man. This movie belonged to my 10 because it resonated with me in that way. And also it was done in chapters, which you like chapters.
Love me a chapter.
Each chapter is based on the people in the car, and it was just a great movie.
Yep. Love it. Absolutely. Final honorable mention here. This one's silly, and I feel like I should probably take it out for another movie, but I wrote it down, and I'm going to stick with it.
Stick with it.
Hard Eyes.
Oh, heck yeah.
Hard
Josh
Eyes
Rubin.
was a weird one for me because I remember being like, this one looks silly and dumb, and it's probably not going to be that good. And I think, again, because of that low expectation, I was like, that actually was better than I thought it would be, especially since it's been quite a minute since we've got a good slasher movie. And so I think it ranks, it lives in my honorable mentions just because a new new installment to the slasher genre. I don't think we need more Heart Eyes movies, but like it kind of came out in a way that I really enjoyed. I thought some of the motivations for the killer were stupid, and like I didn't really love the way that it ended. But like all in all, I was like more thrilled by it than I thought I was going to be.
Well, and it for you Dropout fans out there, it's by Josh Rubin, who's a comedian on Dropout.
Wild.
So he's phenomenal job.
It worked out.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
I thought it was fun. I definitely expected to hate it way more than I ended up doing.
Okay, my final honorable mention was number 2 on my top 10.
Whoa!
And then
From 2 to honorable mentions?
And then I decided it wasn't allowed to be on this list.
That's right. I remember this.
No, it was number 3. It was number 3.
Yeah.
Because, it doesn't matter, the rankings. And the reason is I don't think it's technically a horror movie, but it made me feel horror film feelings.
You literally were like Googling and trying to find any source that said it was a horror movie.
I was looking for anyone else on the internet to agree with me.
Please tell me it's a horror movie so I can talk about it.
This movie is If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. This movie's starting to make waves now. People are finally starting to talk about this film. It's
I heard great things about it.
It's pretty polarizing, actually. Some people really hated it. It's the uncut gems of mothers who are really having a rough time. This movie had some truly terrifying sequences. Like the hole in the roof. That is horror shit, man. That, like, I will fight that tooth and nail that this movie should be a horror movie. Rose Byrne, and again, she was actually my candidate for best performance because I really am so impressed. It's shown from her perspective to the point where it's almost like literally the camera is her perspective. You don't see anything else. She's dealing with her crying daughter who is in the background dealing with this like unknown illness, and you only hear it. You don't ever really see her. And oh my God, the feeding tube. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's a horror movie. So anyway, that's why it ended up in honorable mentions. But it was a phenomenal movie. I gave this movie 5 stars. It affected me deeply. Rose Byrne did a fantastic job. And maybe it affected me so bad because I'm a new parent and I'm dealing with things. But also my brother was handicapped growing up and had a feeding tube. And like there was a lot of things that really resonated with me.
Yeah, that just resonate with Derek very specifically.
So this is an honorable mention, but really this is like, it would have been like right below Frankenstein.
Yeah, we're truly like a horror movie, at least as far as
it probably would have been 4th.
Yeah.
Thinking about my list as it stands right now, it would have been 4th.
That makes sense. Derek, it's time. We are down to our number 1.
I wonder what Isaac's
in a long year of movies. I knew this was going to be your number 1 too. I knew where you were heading. I know, we'll figure out in a second.
All right,
but it's been a great year for movies. I had a really good time seeing a lot of stuff, a lot of bad, a lot of good. Just like not only that, but like a lot of good that are like going to stand the test of time for a long time. But I think we got to roll for it, right?
Oh, you're right.
It's roll time,
even though everybody knows.
7 for Derek, and an 18 for Isaac.
See you guys in 20 minutes.
See you guys in 20 minutes. Derek, talk to them for a second.
Are you leaving?
No.
Oh, you had something prepared. He's being a goof. You should have just had me go first. And then I wouldn't have had this moment. He's putting on all his merch because he went to LA twice because of this movie. Twice. He drove there and then flew there.
So Frankenstein was a fine movie, I think.
Goofball.
Guys,
Goofball.
We talked about it last year. I looked at my list from last year, and it was like, here's like upcoming 2025 movie releases, and Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein was one of them. And I was anxious. I was so anxious. So yes, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, number 1 movie for me of 2025. All around. I cannot deny it. I wish I could, but I unfortunately, exactly as you see me, Derek loves to read me as a person, and he knows.
I love how you were wearing a Frankenstein shirt, and then you put a Frankenstein jacket over the top of it.
Yep, I'm layers on layers of Frankenstein merch. Listen, I didn't buy all of it. This was a gift. You know, this sweatshirt that I'm wearing right now that says Frankenstein on
From
it.
Guillermo del Toro?
From Guillermo del Toro
Did he
himself.
sign it?
He signed it, yeah.
Oh, he got some of his dandruff on it.
Oh, good. Let me... But...
You're telling me that if you found a line of Guillermo del Toro's dandruff, you would snort it?
I would love to try to absorb anything of this beautiful man's beautiful mind and his love for creatures and their stories.
Scammers out there, make a bag of Guillermo del Toro dandruff.
I'll buy it.
Isaac will buy
I'll buy it off you. No price too high. But like to talk about like what Derek was talking about a little bit. I'll try. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best to keep this as brief as fucking possible.
Well, we have already talked about the movie for like 10 minutes. So,
but the thing is, like, we've already talked. We did an episode of Not So Horrible about it. I've also done an entire Monsterific episode about it
go
too.
check those out.
You can go check that out too if you want to hear me go way too far into Frankenstein. But I drove very far to go catch this movie in LA as soon as I could, right? We were going to go see it later the same week, but I was like, I gotta go see this movie. I need to experience it as soon as absolutely possible. On the drive there, I listened to the audiobook because it's about that exact length and time to listen to it. So I came into the movie fresh off of a reread of the book. And so it was all in my mind. And the first time, and I think it's because it was such a big thing to me, my favorite director directing one of my favorite stories, like I was so anxious for it to live up to my expectations. And I had my expectations. Not only that, but I had just come off of reading the book, right? So I had nothing but like comparisons to what I thought it was supposed to be and my expectations of Guillermo, who loves the story more than most people, you know? So I was like, had all these visions of what I thought it was going to be. My first time I left, I was a little nervous. I was like, I don't know if I love that as much as I wanted to, because all I could do was sit and think about all the ways that it differed from the book in these ways and the different directions that it took from it. Then I went and saw it again and really, truly fell in love with the fact that, like, this is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. That title there is very important because it is his song that he has been meant to tell since he was 11 years old. He was 8 years old when he first watched the movie, read the book at 11 and said, I want to make this film. His entire life's work building up to this, nothing but love and reverence for Mary Shelley and her works. Not only that, but all of the other people around it, her husband, and then Percy Byron, who like inspired a lot of the making of it as well. Everything around it. This man knows the story forwards and backwards. There's nobody better to try and tell this story. And he did it his way. It is a father-son story that is something so deeply personal to him, and the performances in it, the craftsmanship, the love, everything that made this movie happen just came from the best place with the best intentions and really lived up in this beautiful fashion. It is true text to page. It is like you see a book in your mind. That is what it is like to experience and watch this movie. It flows like literature and like a book and like art. Everything about it works so wonderfully. And I could go on for years and years and years about it, but I just need to say that much. I've got lots of other content where I talk about it. Frankenstein hit me as soon as we had the first opening title card of Prelude with the music behind it by Alexander Desplat ? I don't know how to pronounce his name.
I mean, you should know. I think everything is alive if you didn't know.
He did phenomenal work with this. And actually, when I was at that exhibit in LA, there's a bit where they were showcasing some of the music and they were talking about the making of it. And Guillermo flat out said, if this music doesn't make me cry, it's not done yet. Like, we got to keep working on this. And like, I really love every single angle of this movie, from the art department to the direction, the camera work, the music, all of it, the sets, the costumes, perfectly in balance to make one of the most gorgeous films I have ever seen. And I adored it. I could talk to the ends of the world about Frankenstein, but thank you, Guillermo, for giving us this wonderful adaptation that, while it has so many differences from the book, it still like really captures the heart and the message of the story in such a beautiful way that brings me to tears every time I watch it. I've yet to watch it a time that has moved me and made me cry. So all of it, beautiful work in Frankenstein, and that's my time.
Get out of here. You did it.
Thanks, everybody.
Congratulations. All right, my number one is Drop 2025.
Do not
by
fucking...
Christopher Landon.
Derek?
Violet,
Derek?
a widowed mother on her first...
Do not do this bit. You are fucking with me. Do not do this.
So Drop...
To those of you who don't know, Isaac
Drop...
was so against that movie, and Derek watched it.
So Drop is a movie about airdropping memes onto someone's phone. Just kidding.
You're not entirely wrong.
My number one is Weapons.
Yep.
Okay, I had to do a bit because you read me like a book.
He did a silly.
So
I was shocked about this. I didn't know this would go so high for you.
Weapons and Frankenstein actually switch-swapped first and second basically since I saw both of them.
Yeah. And Sinners up in the mix too.
Sinners rotated in there. The reason Sinners beat out Frankenstein was because Sinners was about music.
Yeah.
And I felt like music was such an impactful thing to me, and Sinners on first viewing impacted me more than Frankenstein. So I was like, okay, that has to be it.
Yeah, I remember we went out to lunch afterwards and just had like a deep talk about it. It was great.
It was beautiful. And then Weapons. Weapons has been so much in the back of my mind more than any movie I saw this year, except for One Battle After Another and Life of Chuck. Those three movies have just been rotating around in my brain nonstop. And I've watched Weapons 3 times now, which is it's worthy of it, right? And I would watch it again in a heartbeat. If someone said, "Hey, you want to watch Weapons?" I'm like, "Yeah, freak it, put it on." Man.
I mean, to get back on Guillermo del Toro a little bit, he says watching a movie a first time is a date. Watching a movie 3 times is a marriage.
That makes
you were
sense.
officially married to Weapons.
I am officially married to Weapons. That's fantastic. Zach Kreger is easily my favorite director working in Hollywood, other than Mike Flanagan. I think he's a fantastic director. He's a fantastic writer. And I watched Whitest Kid You Know so much growing up. And you can feel this inspiration in this movie. He was making an homage to his friend who died. He was talking about the levels of grief. And if you watch this movie, go into it thinking that each person's story is a different way to deal with grief and a different way to deal with loss. And it is beautiful. And the one that hit me the most is acceptance at the end, where you watch this little boy go through his life that he is now dealing with and has to accept. And thinking about that is so deep and so powerful. Yes, this movie's hilarious. Yes, this movie's funny. Yes, this movie's scary at times. It's creepy. It goes through different genres. It really, really does. And then you have this, at its core, someone who is deeply troubled writing a story of the things that they've dealt with in their life. Zach Kreger has talked at length about having an abusive alcoholic father at home, about how when he lost his best friend, he's had to deal with it and how he dealt with it. And he put that into the heart and soul of these characters. And so when you watch Weapons, yes, it's funny, but also think about the fact that it has a deeper message to tell. And that is why Weapons is my number one, because at the end, it's that acceptance and understanding acceptance. And also, like, the ambiguity of the ending of this movie is fantastic. It's like, yeah, not everyone recovered from that. We don't know if they ever will.
And that's life.
Like, when you walk away from a traumatic instance, you don't know if you'll ever recover from it.
I hate when movies end in convenient ways, in the ways that you would want them to happen.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. And I love when a movie is going to end in a very realistic and like maybe bleak way, but it's believable, right? And it's real.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
Raw. And I love that. But that's our top 10s of the year. I like your list. I feel like it works. It's a Derek list for sure.
That's good. I hate yours.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Just kidding. I liked it too. It's good.
Listen, I'm only a little ashamed at how deeply I am a Franken freak, but I knew it was going to happen, and here we are.
And Frankenstein was fantastic. Like, it is warranted.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Weapons was too. Like, I have no beef with yours at all. Like, I would never be the type to say your number one movie is wrong for any reason.
Thanks.
There are some. I watched like literally before I came here today. I was watching someone's video of like their top 10 horror movie releases of the year,
and they put Drop.
I want to say like Keeper was like their number one, and I was like, what are we doing?
I mean,
what is this?
Movies are subjective, and that's good. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, that's fair. So that's us in 2025. Do you want to get into just a couple of movies that are coming out in 2026?
Bone Temple.
We got some good movies up in the mix. We got 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, which should be coming out in January of this year. Looks really exciting. Just a continuation of 28 Years Later. We've also got a new movie from Sam Raimi.
I saw that. Yeah.
Interesting.
He's directing.
I don't know how I feel about this movie. I love Sam Raimi. This idea, I don't know if it's working for me quite yet. It's like two people stuck on an island together, but like Sam Raimi could make it work. So like maybe we're in good hands with them. We got another Scream movie that's supposed to be coming out. The Bride.
Is Scream? Are we getting Scream?
We're making another Scream, yeah. The Bride is really interesting. The Bride was supposed to come out this year, actually. They pushed it out a while. It's Maggie Gyllenhaal directing this movie. It's a new take on Frankenstein and the Bride, but this time it's got like a Bonnie and Clyde twist on it, and I'm actually kind of into that.
Oh, I like it.
Because the thing is, like, here I am standing about, like, you know, Frankenstein, greatest movie, love it, and I'm like, I could easily be like, we don't need any more Frankenstein movies. We have the best one. I like the fact that this one is a wildly weird spin on it. So, like, give me a weird one. Yeah, let's do something like that. The sequel to Ready or Not 2, Here I Come.
Top 10 movies that did not need a sequel.
Yeah, really, though. I loved the first one. Didn't need a sequel, so I'm curious about that one. Got a remake of The Mummy coming out by...
Top 10 movies that didn't need a remake?
Yeah, another one. I don't know what we're doing here. Funny enough, I'm worried about this one because apparently it's Lee Cronin, who I do enjoy as a director.
Like
Lee Cronin does stuff. Apparently, really recently, they did like a test screening for it. James Wan walked out in the middle of it.
Oh, well, then it's probably going to be good.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust James Wan. Maybe it's going to be okay. Hokum? Hokum?
That's one with Adam Scott.
Yes, it is following. It is Damian McCarthy who is following up his feature debut of Oddity, which was one of my favorite movies of 2024.
Loved Oddity.
Fantastic film. So I am deeply interested about this one. It's like, let's see, it says, a reclusive novelist travels to a remote Irish inn to scatter his parents' ashes and encounters disturbing visions. The trailer for this one looks really, really interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. A new Evil Dead movie as well. Evil Dead Burn supposed to be coming out. So there's some good stuff in the mix that I'm really looking forward to. I'm excited to see what 2026 brings us, and we'll be back in this position talking about all of that kind of stuff in another year. But
that's it.
Yeah, thanks as always for checking us out. Go check out any of our other episodes. Yeah. Check out Monsterific. Check out Derek also has another wonderful podcast he does.
Describe Salt.
What's that about?
Improv. That's it.
If you like improv and
If
silly,
you
silly times.
don't understand how to describe salt in one word, come check us out.
It is truly, it's very funny to to hype up Derek's podcast here. It's kind of easy to be like, oh, I'll check out my friend's podcast because he's my friend and I should, support him in that. But I genuinely find myself actually legitimately laughing out loud. I'll listen to it at work and I'm like, I have to stifle my laughter in his office setting because I'm like, I don't want to laugh all out loud.
You guest starred on an episode of it. You can go listen to
I did, yeah. And it was terrifying, but I had a really good time. Derek's a great host. And so, yeah, go check that out. Go check out all of our stuff. Continue to see all of our stuff. We will be back with more That Was Horrible content to you very soon. So don't you worry about that stuff. We'll talk about all the best stuff here, but we'll get back into the nitty-gritty of all the shitty stuff that you love to hear about.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to hear that. But, it's been a year. So thank you for sticking with us and listening.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for checking out this video, this lengthy video. We go into great lengths to talk about these movies. We just have a lot to say.
We do.
So, yeah, I appreciate
Here's
it.
to 2026.
And I appreciate you doing this with me as
too,
always.
dude.
It's been a blast. Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going.
As always,
Stay spooky.
go away. Garfield be with you. Garfield be
And
with
as
you.
always,
Garfield be with you. Stay spooky.